This hero has just killed the Demon King and saved the world from monsters. But in return, he didn't get any praises or a peaceful life. He was betrayed by his own people and marked as a traitor. In the end, he was executed. But before dying, he said that he will kill everyone who betrayed him. In the next moment, he was in front of Goddess. The Goddess is the goddess of love, who loves Raul so much that she's ready to do anything for him. So he asked her to send him back if she loves him. Meanwhile on Earth, the princess, who executed Raul, is beating her servant very brutally just because she didn't like her dress. The night girl was standing there thinking about how 1 month ago, the soldiers protecting the gate died mysteriously. She reports to the princess to not go out for her marriage parade in this situation because many people are dying of diseases this month and gate soldiers have also been annihilated. But the princess doesn't care about her people. She called her people filth and refused to cancel her parade. She said that if she even get a scratch on her skin, she will execute her and all the soldiers that are under her. And the knight just blushed. She loves princesses so much that she is ready to do anything for her, even if it means killing innocent people or her own soldiers. With that, Princess went out for a parade with her future husband. Even though the princess doesn't love him, she is marrying him just to bear a child, so she could make him king and take over the empire. The guy Princess used to love is Raul the hero. She loved his gaze so much that she wanted to grape him without wasting a moment. But Raul refuses her proposal because he doesn't like her. Just for that reason, she made Raul a traitor and executed him. Now we learn that the princess's name is Victoria, and the night girl name is Sandra. When Victoria reached the stage to get God's prayer, she had to wave hands to her people. She is doing this not because she loves them, she's just thinking of them as a meat shield and waving her hand. While the priest was praying for Victoria's happy married life, she heard a very familiar voice which scared her to the core. With that, Raul reveals himself with an evil laugh and says that he's returned to take his revenge. When Raul was with the goddess, she offered him to stay with her for eternity in heaven. But he refused and said that first he will purge all evil from Earth, then he'll be happy. In the end, the goddess had to unseal Raul's full powers and send him back to Earth. When first Raul appeared in front of the goddess, she sealed almost all of his powers and then sent him to Earth as a hero. But now Raul wants all his powers unsealed to get his revenge. With that, he returned to Earth. And the first thing he did after returning was to annihilate all the gatekeepers. Now after 1 month, Raul is standing in front of Victoria. Both Victoria and Sandra are refusing to believe that this is real hero Raul and calls him a fake. But Raul doesn't bother talking to them and immediately grabs Victoria from her hair. When Sandra was about to move forward to stop him, he popped the heads of many of her soldiers in an instant. Seeing the situation, all the people started running away in panic. But Raul stopped them. He asked them to not go before seeing the masterpiece that he'll prepare in front of them. Meanwhile, Victoria's soon-to-be husband was so scared that he peed his pants calling for his mom. When Raul saw him, he used his magic and forced the guy to hold Victoria. With that, Raul said that the blood wasn't looking good on her clothes and tore her clothes apart in front of everyone. Victoria still hasn't understood her situation completely. She asked Raul to not touch her if he doesn't want to go through the experience of dying once more. She asked Raul to kneel and apologize to her if he wanted to survive. I think she is really dumb. Suddenly, Sandra shouted from behind, asking Raul to fight them honorably. Hearing that, Raul decided to remind her how they captured him to execute him. When Raul was about to leave for Demon King's subjugation, he said goodbye to the people of the village he loved the most. After he successfully defeated the Demon King, the princess ordered her knights to kill all the village people and capture the hero. Hearing the story, Sandra refused to admit that she committed a crime. She just said that it was the princess's order, so it wasn't a crime. She said out loud that the princess was the one who ordered her to execute all of the village's people. Even though she wanted to say it in a low voice, Raul amplified her voice with magic, because of which everyone who was present there heard about their princess's true nature. Victoria got really angry because her personal knights revealed all her wrongdoings. Suddenly, Sandra moved and punched the princess on her face. Raul didn't stop there. With his magic, he forced Sandra to hit Victoria again and again and ruined her beautiful face. With that, Raul has finally decided to move on to the final stage. He is now going to punish Victoria for killing his sister. Just before the Raul left for Demon King's subjugation, he met her pregnant sister and said goodbye to her. When he returned, he was immediately captured by the princess to get executed. Before killing him, The princess shows him something to make his death more painful. She showed him his sister, pierced by many swords and dead on the ground of the church. Now, for the finale, what Raul did is to destroy Victoria's internal organs, so she will never be able to bear a child in the future. While doing that, Raul suppressed his anger as much as he could to not kill her this fast. Victoria still hasn't lost her pride and asked Raul to apologize. She said that he was just her tool, who completed his work and should have died. Raul didn't say anything and was about to leave, saying that today's performance is over. He said that he will return again when her beautiful face returns to normal. After that, Raul came to the church where his sister died to say hello to her. He said that he has already killed the priest who sold her. The priest's name was Gusaf. Raul said that he exposed his true nature in front of everyone and then killed him brutally. With that, the first act is completed and now it's time for the second act. Meanwhile, the princess was brutally beating Sandra for not protecting her properly. She said that if she was under control, she should have cut her legs to protect her. Before leaving the cell, Victoria asked the guard to keep on beating Sandra with no rest. In the forest, a guy was hurrying somewhere to deliver a secret message from the princess. This message is for the guy who is strong enough to cross swords with the hero. But right there, he was ambushed by some goblins and was about to die. He was so close to getting killed when a guy appeared and saved her. This man is the strongest swordsman in the kingdom who is considered strong enough to fight against hero Raul. After some time, the swordsman was in his house with his family eating food. He said to his family that he will depart today for the kingdom to kill hero Raul. But before he left, he had one final and very special dish to eat. When the dish came in, two kids said that they also wanted to take a bite. But he refused, saying that they should hunt their own prey. He said that he has hunted this one today. Do you guys understand what this means? It means he killed the messenger and is now eating him. When the swordsman left, both kids asked him to bring back the hero's head for them. In the next moment, to practice hunting, both kids started hunting a little poor animal. But while they were doing that, Raul appeared behind them and said, "Let me also join your game." Then, Raul tied both of them up and forced the servants of the house to dig the ground. Everyone dug random places until one guy found bones of a human. Raul didn't let him stop and asked him to dig more, because hundreds of people got killed in this house. After some digging, they even found the bones and head of the poor messenger who just came to deliver a message but was cooked in the process. These kids who were tied up aren't scared. They get up with a smile and say that once their father returns, he will kill Raul. It turns out that they have already called the swordsman back and told him the situation, so he'll be here at any moment. The real reason why the kids were happy is that their mother is preparing to shoot a very deadly arrow at the hero. But before the arrow reached him, it deflected and pierced the mother. Mother started crying on the ground in pain, and in the end died brutally. Now the kids are crying and scared. Raul said that he will make kids fulfill their duty before the father returns. Meanwhile, in the forest, the swordsman hasn't received any message and is just resting a little. Suddenly, the messenger who he just killed yesterday appeared in front of him and said that the hero Raul is waiting for him at his house. On the other hand, Raul has already killed all the servants and is just waiting for the swordsman to return. Right then, the swordsman finally arrived there. Raul has already prepared a masterpiece for him. Just look at this. He reveals that he wasn't the one who did this, but swordsman kids did this to their mother. Raul forced them to prepare this masterpiece. Immediately, the swordsman started attacking Raul, asking him about the location of his sons. Raul answered that his sons are safe, and asked him if this scene reminds him of Raul's home village. When Raul was just a child, he used to live with his mother and sister happily. One day, when Raul and his sister, who was out of the village for some time, returned to the village, they saw that it's completely destroyed. There, the swordsman arrived and apologized for being late. At this moment, Raul showed the signs of being a hero and was taken in by the castle to fight against demons. Hearing the story, Swordsman revealed something more. He revealed that he was the one who attacked the village and also cooked his mother and ate her. But Raul didn't care because he already knew the whole story. With that, Swordsman run to attack him, thinking that he's a match for almighty Raul. After a round of some hardcore beating, the swordsman was becoming mentally unstable. He couldn't accept the fact that he, the strongest in the kingdom, is getting humiliated by Raul. After playing around a little, Raul destroyed both of the swordsman's hands and said, "We should head for the feast." After that, when the swordsman woke up, he was tied up to the chair. In front of him were his two sons completely drowned in drugs. Now guess what Raul is going to do here? He's about to cook. So, He went to the swordsman's youngest son and cut him piece by piece. Then, he cooks the son in front of his father and then forces him to eat. When he was about to do the same with elder son, the swordsman started crying, asking to at least let his son live. But Raul reminds him that his mother asked him to spare the life of a little kid in the same way. But he didn't stop. In the end, Raul kills him and completes the second act of his revenge. This is the kingdom's National Pharmaceutical Research Facility. But the researchers here are not sane people. This researcher Rene performs weird experiments on humans, mostly kids, to check how much a body can endure before dying or many other weird things. This guy Lucas is the military advisor. She gives Lucas some money to clear the bodies and other mess. One day, Research Institute supervisor Costa sent to Rene and asked her that they need immortal soldiers for the kingdom. She said she can't make immortal soldiers, but she can amplify soldiers' strength to thousands of times and make them explode after a certain amount of time to kill demons. For the test subjects, Costa's son Lumen went to hospital to get injured soldiers. He promised them that he has a drug that will heal them in no time. But when an innocent soldier went with him, Rene used them as test subjects to test her findings. After killing hundreds of innocent soldiers, they were successful in their berserker experiment. In the present, Raul is here to start his third act of revenge. Inside the building, all of them were panicking and were scared because they knew they had done something to anger Raul. Lucas, the military advisor, asked them what they have to him in the past, but they refused to answer. Suddenly, Raul threw a skeleton at the window with a message. He said that whoever leaves this building before midnight will survive. Hearing the message, Lucas said that after the strongest swordsman, he's the only one who can fight Raul. But first he wants to learn what they did to him to make him angry. So they revealed that they did the berserker experiment on young soldiers that were under Raul's command. Suddenly, they remember that they have the drug that turns someone into a berserker in their laboratory. So they immediately went to retrieve the drug before Raul got it. But when they reached the place, it was already gone. Seeing the situation, they tried to escape by jumping out from the window, but the building was blocked with the magic, so they were stuck with Raul. Just look at this panel of vengeful ogre accompanied by the dead. He is walking in the building with a skeleton, throwing paper with the game rules everywhere. The game is whoever will leave this building will survive. When the game begins, he orders the skeleton to capture all the researchers alive. After gathering them, Raul forced them to drink the berserker drug. After some time, all the researchers turned into monsters, and they were asking for water. After 15 minutes, all the berserkers self-destructed and died on the spot, while Raul was laughing standing in the middle. With that, he sent a new message to the main culprits telling them whoever gets caught first will die first. Hearing the message, Rene said that they should move to the room where hero Raul will not be able to find them. But before moving there, she asked them if they should have a cup of tea first. When they sat down to drink, Lucas asked Rene to exchange with her because there's a chance she has mixed a drug into this tea to turn them into monsters and make them fight against Raul while saving herself. But she revealed that she hadn't mixed any drug in both of their cups, meaning the drug is only in the tea of Costa and his son. She did this because she has realized that the one standing in front of her is not Lucas, but Raul. She found out about this because earlier, Lucas said that Raul follows a simple ruler, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But how does Lucas know about that rule of his? This made her sure that this isn't Lucas, but Raul. In the end, Raul finally revealed himself, asking her, was the hint too obvious? Rene didn't get scared. She is waiting for Costa and her son to be turned into a monster and fight against Raul. But even after 1 minute, nothing happened. It turns out that Costa and his son are already dead, which means Rene has lost the game. After that, Raul dragged Rene to the first floor and forced her to swim through all the dead berserkers on the ground. After swimming through a disgusting pool of monsters, she finally reaches the laboratory where the final experiment will happen. Seeing Rene so scared, Raul asked her why she was scared. She is the one who killed thousands of people in the name of experiment before, and now she is getting scared after seeing some dead monsters. But Rene got up and said that she never killed anyone or performed any disgusting experiments. Hearing that answer, Raul put his hand on her hand and made her go through all the pain that she caused to other in an instant. This broke her completely, and she immediately agreed that she did perform experiments. Rene immediately started pleading for mercy. She said that she was just following orders. She said that his young soldiers died because the neighboring village didn't give them water. If they drank the water, they would have turned back into normal humans. But Raul already knows all this. So Rene said that he should be taking revenge on the villagers, not on her. Raul said that he will take revenge on them, but now it's her turn. Starting now, Raul will start his human experiment on the test subject Rene. He tied her up to the chair and chose a random drug. Then, he forced her to drink that complete bottle without wasting a drop. Immediately, her throat started burning and she started crying in pain. After some time, her skin starts turning dark because of the high temperature inside of her body. Raul strengthened her organs so she wouldn't die early on, but she will feel pain. In the end, Raul decided to let her drink the antidote. But she had to make the antidote herself in this messed up condition. As Rene is a very experienced researcher, she was able to make an antidote even in this condition. When she thought that she won and now she'll be free, Raul destroyed her happiness, saying that it's time for round 2. With that, Raul proceeds on forcing her to drink more than 42 drugs, each causing more pain than the previous one. In the end, she was able to survive for more than 17 hours of hell. Now it's time for the villagers who committed sin. Meanwhile, these two cute and little girls went to a random village and told the villagers that they got lost in the forest and wanted a place to stay for the night. Surprisingly, the villagers were really good. They welcomed both kids and also gave them high-quality food. But the dark reality of these villagers was shown when both girls went to sleep. Villagers strangled both of them to death and stole all of their stuff. Next day, the same girl who they killed last night appeared in front of the village gate and asked the villagers about her little sister. Seeing her, the villagers got really scared and couldn't believe their eyes. It turns out that it was Raul, and he is here for the 4th act of revenge. At first, villagers weren't able to tell who this person was. So, Raul asked them if they hadn't heard the news of a hero going around the world exterminating real demons. Hearing that, the village chief asked him what they had done to make him angry. So Raul uses his magic to remind them what they did. One day when Raul arrived at a random village, it was completely destroyed by demons. When a demon was about to kill the kids that were left, Raul arrived there and saved them. Raul gave them his dagger and asked them to become soldiers if they want to protect their loved ones. After some years, those kids with more kids from other villages got together to be under Raul and fight against demons. These young soldiers' mission was just to transport goods to Raul to repay him for saving them from slums. But in the midway, they were stopped by Costa's son, who asked the kids to drink a drug because there's demons inside the forest from where they have to pass through. He said that this drug will help them fight against demons. But right after drinking the drug, all the kids turned into monsters. As they will turn back to humans after drinking water, in 15 minutes of becoming a monster, they started asking for water. They went to a nearby village after passing through the forest and asked for water. Even though they were strong enough to break the village's walls and get the water forcefully, innocent kids were so righteous that they didn't use force. Even in monster form, they controlled themselves and asked for water with respect. Innocent kids forced themselves to explain their situation. They told the villagers that they will turn back to humans if they just have a sip of water. But the villagers were worse than demons. They refused to hand over water without getting something in return. So they asked the innocent soldiers who have turned into monsters something valuable if they want water. In the end, 15 minutes passed and all the kids died. But even when they were dying, they didn't use force or threaten the villagers for water. Even after seeing everything, the village chief refused to admit that they committed a crime. But Raul has other ways to prove their crimes. In the crowd, there was a child holding a dagger. This is the same dagger that Raul gave to a young kid after saving him. In the end, all the crimes that they have committed have been proved, and now it's time for their punishment. Hearing that, all the villagers started shouting that they were just following the chief's order and blah blah. But Raul doesn't care. Crime is a crime, even if they were forced to do it or simply following orders. With that, Raul uses his dark magic and takes all the villagers on a long walk. Villagers' legs are moving on their own with no control. After walking for whole days, villagers were very thirsty and were begging for water. Suddenly, they saw a village and thought that they would finally get to drink water. But in the next moment, they were back at the starting point. While the villagers were thirsty begging for water, Raul took out a water bottle and drank in front of them. Seeing him drinking water, villagers begged him to at least give them one sip of water. This is the same line those innocent soldiers said when they were begging for water. With that, their journey started again. After some walking, a lady asked Raul to at least let their children go. She asked him if he was heartless. Hearing that, Raul reminded them that the young soldiers who came to them were also children. He reminded them that they saw them dying. Now, they'll see their own children suffer in the same way. So, Raul uses his dark magic and turns the kids into the berserker monsters who beg for water. With that, the kids died and their journey began again. Meanwhile, in the Raul village, the kids are actually safe. All of this is just an illusion created by Raul to punish villagers. After some walking, Raul changed the scenery into a burning desert. Because of extreme dehydration and heat, villagers' skin started to fall apart slowly. Seeing the situation, Raul finally decided to end the punishment and threw them in front of a random village. Now they can ask for water and survive. This village name is Malka Village, and the villagers who were getting punished by Raul, their village name was Nor Village. Seeing the people from Nor Village, Malka Village people immediately closed the doors, thinking that they might be enemies. When Malka people saw fellow humans asking for water, they decided to give them water and help them. But suddenly, Raul turned into one of the villagers and started shouting. He loudly warned Malka Village people that if they don't give them water, they'll destroy their village and rob their everything. Hearing that, Malka Village people got angry and asked them why they were threatening them. So Nor Village Chief said that this guy is trying to kill them and asked for help. Seeing the condition of no village people, Malka Village people believed them and decided to help them. But then, Raul used his message and took the ribbon from a lady. He threw this ribbon toward a man from Malka Village. When he saw the ribbon, he started crying because this ribbon is of his daughter who's been missing for 2 days. With this, Malka Village people were sure that these Nor Village people kidnapped their daughters and killed them. So, they started throwing rocks at them. In the end, all the village people died without getting a sip of water until the end. In the pile of dead bodies, the village chief was still alive, asking for water. Raul was standing in front of him with a water bottle and said, "How much will you be able to pay for this water?" Hearing those words, the village chief also died. Now the kids that were left in the village, it's their turn now. Raul didn't kill them. He used his magic and sent them to a nearby village. Using magic, Raul forced them to say that they wanted to become soldiers. With that, the 4th act of revenge is completed. Now it's time for the 5th act. The lead actresses for the 5th act are Sandra, the Kingdom Knight, and the Princess. Sandra is in very bad condition, getting beaten by guards non-stop. But Raul doesn't care. He will proceed with the revenge without stopping. Meanwhile, Victoria is getting mad because her soldiers still haven't found Raul. After she learned about the death of some high-ranking people of the country, she remembered that Raul has told her he'll come back when her face completely heals. In the meantime, Raul is standing in front of Sandra, whose condition is really bad. So to talk to her properly, Raul turned into Victoria and said that if she wants to reflect on hurting her princess, she has to do one thing. Sandra immediately agreed on doing whatever Princess wanted her. With that, Raul gave her sword and her armor back, and also gave her instructions on what she has to do. It turns out that Raul has ordered Sandra to kill soldiers in the castle. So, Sandra is now cutting the heads of any soldier she is ordered to in the name of Princess. In the next moment, Sandra reached the princess's throne room holding a freshly severed head. Seeing that, Victoria immediately ordered her people to capture Sandra. It turns out that Raul told Sandra that in this castle, there are some soldiers who are directly under the king, and those king soldiers can get in the way of Victoria's progress of taking over the country. That's why Sandra is killing all the suspicious people. After reaching the princess's throne room, Sandra proudly announced that on the princess's order, she had wiped out all the king's aides. Hearing that, all the people who were present there started pointing their fingers at Victoria. As Sandra has now ruined the princess's status even more, she got really angry and attacked Sandra. But because Raul has cast his magic on Sandra, Victoria's attack didn't reach her, and she got hit back in return. Because of that, Princess got even more angry and called Sandra evil. She announced in front of everyone that she is revoking Sandra's status as a knight. Then, Victoria ordered her people to throw Sandra inside the dungeon, and later she'll get executed. After taking care of Sandra, Victoria put on an evil smirk and thought that she'll be the one who'll be on the top in the end and will rule the kingdom as the very first queen. She knows that Raul is watching her right now, but she's not scared. She thought that she had a saint under her who would purify Raul's dark magic and defeat him. Seeing the princess laughing, the minister, who was standing right beside her throne, asked her why she was laughing. She answered that she is laughing thinking about the face that Raul made after getting caught by her. With that, the minister also leaves the room with an evil smirk. It turns out this person was not the minister, but Raul. After some time, Sandra was put on the execution ground where she'll get executed in front of everyone. Soon, Victoria arrived on the stage to personally spectate her execution. She didn't come alone. She is here with Raul's former teammates. Then, Victoria started shouting that Sandra is the one who falsely accused her in front of the village and also incurred the hero's wrath. Victoria accuses Sandra of setting a village on fire and burning everyone alive. When Sandra tried to say that the princess was the one who ordered her to do that, the princess hit her on the head, calling her traitor to the country. Hearing that, all the people started chanting to kill Sandra. Meanwhile, the princess was happy because people's opinions of her are shifting and now people are calling Sandra a traitor instead of princess. After that, the execution started. All the people were ordered to throw stones at Sandra to execute her as painfully as possible. She was saying that she devoted her life to protect them, and everything she did was ordered by the princess. But people didn't listen. They were just here for fun. In the end, Princess ordered her soldiers to throw Sandra in the crowd of people. There, when Sandra was about to get graped by many people, Raul arrived there. Seeing the situation, Raul announces that to him, the princess here is the most evil. Raul also announces to all the people that he knows it doesn't matter to them who is evil or who is good. They just want to enjoy purging someone. Raul said to all the people that he still remembers that they were also gathered like this to purge him after he killed the demon kind and save them. But at that point, Raul didn't know that demons are not the real evil, but the people who are here are. With that, Raul decided to introduce the stars who will face punishment. The first traitor is Raul's old teammate, Saint Christiana. Second traitor is also Raul's old teammate, Archmage Wendel. And last but not least, Princess Victoria. Princess is not scared and said that this isn't an occasion where she will be a star. She announces that he'll be the one who'll become a star. But Raul didn't pay any heed to her. He decided to reveal the story of all the traitors who are here one by one. The first person who will be exposed is Archmage Wendel. Raul cast his magic and the story began. When Raul was locked in the cell, the princess used to visit him often. One day, when she was with Raul, Wendel arrived there. Raul was really happy seeing his old teammate fine and asked him if he was getting threatened by someone. Before answering, Wendel first apologized to Raul saying that because of them, he is going through this torture. Then, he answered that he is getting threatened by Victoria. He revealed that Victoria has ordered Wendel and Saint Christiana to persuade him to become Victoria's manservant. Without thinking a moment, Raul answered that he will happy sacrifice his body if it means saving his loved ones. Hearing that, Wendel started laughing with an evil smile. While laughing, Wendel called Raul a fool and also said that he is not the world's strongest hero, but he's the world's strongest imbecile. In the end, Wendel revealed to Raul that he doesn't have any comrades. His loved ones are either dead or betrayed him. Learning that even his trusted teammates have betrayed him, he started crying. But when the story was about to reach the climax, the story shifted to the present because Wendel doesn't want people to listen to more of his evil deeds. Even after listening to just half of the story, people started doubting if Wendel is really a hero who saved the world of another evil guy in the form of a hero. But before people started talking more about him, Wendel used his beautiful face and asked the people if they thought everything Raul showed them was true. People answered that they'll never believe such things. So, Raul just decided not to start the Wendel story again and save it for later. Now it's Saint Christina's turn. When Raul was about to start the story, the saint said that she never betrayed hero Raul. But Raul shut her up and revealed that she is the reason for all the worst things that happened to him. The saint's story began just before the hero and his team was about to leave for Demon King subjugation. Before leaving, hero Raul and his team came to meet Victoria to announce that they are going for final war. There, the saint notices that the princess gets excited every time she sees Raul. So, the saint started manipulating Victoria. She talked to Victoria and said that the Lord has told the saint that Victoria and the hero are destined to be together. But because of Raul gaining more and more public respect, he is changing the will of God. So, the saint told the princess that if she wants to make Raul her personal plaything, she has to destroy his reputation. With that, Victoria decided to look into anyone who is involved with Raul and execute them. Before the story progressed even more, Victoria started shouting and asked the hero to stop spouting nonsense. She immediately ordered the saint to kill hero Raul using her holy powers. But the saint refused to obey her order, saying that she doesn't want to become a traitor. It turns out that the king has ordered to execute Victoria because she killed his people. This was the reason why Raul ordered Sandra to kill those king aides back in the castle. Saint even has to prove that the king has ordered this because she has a message with the king's seal on it. Because of where the story is going, Victoria is getting mad. Now that the king himself has ordered the execution of Victoria, all the people who are under her don't have to obey her orders. When the princess reached the breaking point, she revealed that she had already killed all her siblings, so there's no other king's heir who will sit on his throne. So, the princess believes that there's no way the king ordered to execute her, the only legitimate heir who will inherit the throne. Hearing that, Raul asked her to not worry about that, because the king has 3 illegitimate princes. With these words, Victoria has realized her situation. It turns out that the king long before was aware of the fact that Victoria is not suitable for the throne because of how she treats her people. So the king spread his seed and prepared a secret weapon to take down Victoria and completely destroy her. Now Victoria is all alone. Her people have finally learned the truth, and no one is ready to help. The real and ugly face of the princess is being broadcast to the whole kingdom thanks to Raul's magic. Suddenly, some raised a voice and said, "Now, princesses have no one other than me." It turns out that Sandra is still alive and wants to protect the princess. When Raul saw her, he used his magic and brought her to the stage. On the stage, Sandra got a sword with which she will pierce Victoria's heart. As Raul has cast a magic on Victoria, which will not let her die no matter how much she gets injured or bleeds. When Sandra pierced her slowly, Victoria had to endure the pain without the relief of death. After completely piercing Victoria's heart, Sandra killed herself and said that she'll go first and wait for Victoria in hell. Even though from this panel it looks like Sandra is dead, she is not. She is feeling immense pain, but she can't die unless Raul allows her to die. Then, Raul takes Victoria dragging on the ground to the cliff while singing, "I will not let you die so easily." She is a bloody mess, but she can't die. On top of the cliff, Raul set up the cross and tied her up to it. While Victoria tied up to the cross, Raul cast a magic on her that will attract all kinds of small insects and animals to her. Those animals will come and eat her. Animals will gouge out her eyes. They will eat her flesh. They will enter inside her body and will eat her from inside. But even with all that, the princess will not die. She will feel pain with no relief of death for eternity. There are already some people here. And guess what? Even when Sadr cut down her head, she didn't die. She is also alive. That strongest swordsman from before is also alive. That researcher girl is also alive. These 3 people are alive, getting eaten by insects, and are feeling pain with no relief of death. With this, the 5th act of the revenge is complete. Now, the 6th act of revenge is about to begin. After taking care of the princess, Raul went to the king. The king informed Raul that there's someone who is pretending to be Raul and is working with Raul's former comrade, Wendel. Wendel and the imposter Raul are working with a merchant who sells demon children to earn money. So, the king asked Raul to take care of them. With that, Raul decided to go teach a lesson to Wendel and that merchant. Before leaving, Raul asked the king to not think that he is doing that because the king asked him to do so. Raul is doing this because he was planning to do it from the start. Meanwhile, at a detention camp, imposter Raul is looking after many demon kids who are locked in a cell. This guy is a merchant whose name is Kramen and is also a pervert. Kramen releases his lust on all these innocent demon children. Kramen gets relieved by beating these children as brutally as possible. Seeing the kids getting beaten brutally, imposter Raul couldn't watch it anymore. He ran to the restroom and threw up. Right then, the real Raul appeared behind the imposter Raul and said hello. Immediately, Raul captured the fake and asked him the reason for imitating his face. Fake Raul revealed that he just wanted money. That's why he's working with Wendel and Kramen by threatening them using Raul's face. But Raul didn't believe it. Raul knows that the fake is here not for money, but for revenge. So, Raul uses his magic and immediately reveals the real person who is imitating him. The real one is a girl named Ada. Raul knows that Ada helped some demon children run away from this while Kramen was smuggling. By doing that, Ada has revealed the location of Wendel, which means that she was hoping for Raul to come here and prepare revenge that Ada wanted. So, Ada decided to reveal her real story and on whom she wanted revenge. After the Demon Kings subjugated, a guy named Charles, who worked as Kramen's accountant, found something abnormal in Kramen's funds. So, he started investigating what is going on behind the scenes, and as Kramen is making such a large amount of money. One day, he saw Kramen in a room with a group of demon slaves. Charles was hiding behind the wall to see what was going on. Inside the room, Kramen removed his clothes and did bad things to demon kids. When Kramen left after completing his work, Charles entered the room. He saw all the demons who were fine and alive before had died brutally. While checking the kids, Charles finds one who was actually alive. He immediately took that demon girl to the healer and got her treated. The demon girl is alive, but she still hasn't woken up. After that, Charles took that demon girl home and showed her condition to his wife. Now, Charles has decided to report all this to the government and stop Kramen's illegal activities. Before leaving, he said goodbye to his wife and his little and cute daughter named Ada. While Charles was heading for the capital, he was attacked by some mercenaries who were here on the order of Kramen. It turns out that Kramen people saw Charles carrying a demon child who was supposed to be the Kramen slave. So, now Kramen has ordered his underlings to bring Charles to him by dragging him alive. To do that, they tied him up and then attached a rope to the horse. Then, they rode the horse to Kramen while Charles was getting dragged alive. As time went by, Charles was getting really injured and eventually his body started falling apart. Next day, Charles's family received a package. When they checked it, they saw Charles who was chopped into many pieces and packed in a small box. When their family saw that, they were devastated and broken. With that, the story ended and now Raul has decided to help her take revenge on Kramen. But in return, she has to help him take revenge on Wendel. When Ada asked him what she can do to help Raul fight against that strong Wendel, Raul said that he knows his weakness. Raul revealed that Wendel is weak in the mind, and any mental attack can destroy him. Suddenly, Raul stabbed Ada with a knife. After she fell on the ground, she woke up inside Raul's body. Now, Ada is controlling Raul's body, but Raul is also there. He can talk to her from inside the body and help her take revenge. Raul gave Ada full permission to use his body, however, she wants to take her revenge. This means she can use Raul's power, which makes her stronger than anyone. With that, the sixth act of revenge is about to begin. In the basement, many demon slaves are being transported to smuggle. They're not just getting smuggled. If someone shows even a little weakness, guards will beat them brutally. While guards were beating the kids, Raul and Ada arrived there. Raul asked Ada to kill all the guards here and save the demon kids. So, she did just that and killed all the guards in front of the demons. Then, Raul asked Ada to explain the situation to everyone, but she can't think straight because of killing this many guards. So, Raul switched with her and told the kids that they are now free. But the kids are still scared because they saw Raul working with Kramen and Wendel, so they can't believe him. So, Raul asked the demons to follow him, and she'll help them get their revenge on Kramen and Wendel. After giving the proper speech, all the kids started chanting to kill Kramen and Wendel. Afterwards, they went to different places and freed demon slaves from all the places until they eventually found Kramen and Wendel. Seeing Raul, Wendel started laughing because he still thinks that the Raul that is standing in front of him is just an imposter. So to prove himself, Raul uses a little bit of his power. This made Wendel sure that the one who is standing in front of him is not an imposter, but real Raul. The story of Raul and Wendel began when Raul was just a kid. At the academy, Raul and Wendel became best friends and eventually formed apart. Wendel was like a brother to Raul. Raul also introduced Wendel to his sister. Raul's sister took care of Wendel like her own brother. She fed him and asked him to always stay with Raul, even though Wendel was acting good from the outside. From inside, he was planning many heinous things to do. From that point on, the Saint also joined the team, and the friendship between Raul and Wendel became even more strong. But now when Raul remembers those moments, he calls himself a fool and has learned that if you are too kind, you will be exploited. When they successfully subjugated the Demon King, Wendel decided to start a real performance. The next day, when Raul came back to his village, he saw all the villagers, including children, dead on the ground. Before Raul even mourned for them, Sandra arrived at the scene to arrest Raul. She has also tied up Wendel, but that Wendel part is just an act to arrest Raul. When Raul starts saying that he's not the one who killed these villagers, Sandra presents two kids in front of Raul. One kid has put a sword on the throat of the second kid, and both are crying asking for help. Sandra is controlling them with magic. She asked Raul to not resist if he doesn't want those kids dead. While Raul was struggling to stop all this, Wendel was trying to hold his laughter. Right then, Raul tried to break out from their restraints to explain himself. But when he tried to do that, Sandra forced the kid, using her magic, to kill another kid. Seeing the scene, Raul was about to kill all of them, but Sandra asked him to stay put if he didn't want Wendel to die. In the end, Raul was imprisoned where he was forced to fulfill Victoria's dirty desire and satisfy her every single day. Even in the extreme torture, Raul was thinking about Wendel, wondering if he's all right. Meanwhile, Wendel is enjoying his life like a king. After that, to make Raul suffer even more, Wendel revealed to him that all his comrades have either betrayed him or are dead. In the end, Wendel also revealed to Raul about how his sister got violated daily. He revealed that by the order of the princess, Raul's sister was violated daily by many priests in the church. This was the point which made Raul really angry, but he couldn't do anything because he was locked behind the chains. Back in the present, Raul summoned both Wendel and Kramen in the Colosseum. The first one who will get punished is Kramen. In the spectator's seat, all the demon slaves are sitting who will witness firsthand how Kramen will get punished. After that, Raul switched with Ada because Kramen is her target. First, Ada stripped the guy naked and then summoned some big brooms with spikes attached to them. She gave those brooms to demon kids and asked them to clean Kramen before starting the real show. As the spiky broom was dragged on Kramen, he felt extreme pain in every point of his body. After cleaning him, demon slaves asked her to castrate him. So to do that, she summoned a small pipe filled with spikes. She put that pipe on the Kramen's sensitive part and then shook it. This causes Kramen to beg for forgiveness and shout in pain. In the end, she cut his sensitive part, which killed the guy while experiencing immense pain. Now, it's Wendel's turn. Until now, Wendel was sitting in the spectator seat enjoying the show. He was sitting without caring because he thought that Raul cannot exact revenge on him because he follows that eye for an eye rule. So, Raul revealed that he doesn't follow that rule anymore because the hero Raul that Wendel knows of is already dead. Now the Raul that is standing in front of him is just an insane revenger. Seeing Wendel's face, Raul started laughing because he can't believe that the one who is the king of betrayer actually believed that Raul will follow his words. Hearing that, Wendel immediately used his magic and teleported himself in a forest to survive. But before he could even breathe once, Raul broke the space and took him back to the Colosseum like an angel. To break Wendel mentally, Raul has prepared an illusion that shows that many officials and Wendel's fangirls are watching him. They asked Wendel to fight against the hero and defeat him. But Wendel is no match for Raul. So Raul summoned a big broom with spikes and also stripped Wendel in front of everyone to start his revenge. Using his magic, Raul froze Wendel in one place and then started cleaning him using the almighty spiky broom. After some cleaning, now it's time for Wendel to get castrated. Raul summoned a monster holding a big scissors to cut Wendel's useless lump of meat off. To make the game interesting, Raul summoned a bucket filled with dirtiest water ever. If Wendel's head stays outside of this bucket for even 3 seconds, he will die. After just some time, Raul uses his magic to hold Wendel at one place. He said that he's getting bored and cut off Wendel's meat. In the end, he died while experiencing immense pain, or he thought so. In the next moment, Raul woke up again completely fine. Wendel himself is really shocked because all the pain he went through is real. So, Raul reveals that it was just the first death. There's thousands more to come. For the second round, Raul summoned the same priest who used to violate his sister. The priests immediately grabbed and stripped him naked. Then, they put the big spiky stick in Wendel's hole. The stick was so big that it went in from behind and came out from the front. With this, Wendel has died 2 times. When Wendel came back to life a 3rd time, he asked Raul what was going on. So Raul revealed that all the pain, suffering, and death that he's experiencing is just a vision created by Raul. Saying that, Raul decided to continue to increase the number of deaths and fill up his record book. It turns out that everything that is happening to Wendel is just an illusion. Ada and all the demon slaves can't see what is going on. Wendel is just sitting in the middle of the Colosseum, crying and completely broke. So to show what is going on, Raul gave the death record book to Ada. While Ada was reading the book, the death count was increasing in real time. Suddenly, Wendel broke out of Raul's illusion magic. Guess what? Wendel was still an illusion. Raul just showed him the illusion of him breaking free from Raul's illusion. Raul will show him this illusion from time to time, so Wendel always has hope to get out of here alive. Like this, his hope of leaving alive will break again and again, and he'll fall in despair. For the 74th death, Raul shows Wendel the illusion of being pregnant. Raul's belly suddenly started expanding, and eventually, a monster-like child came out by piercing through Wendel's belly. At the death number 2643, Raul shows Wendel an illusion where Kid Raul appeared in front of Wendel, who moved his hand forward and said to Wendel with an evil smile, "Let's have fun together." After thousands of deaths, Raul decided to take away Wendel and complete this round of revenge. As the revenge is now completed, Raul separates himself from Ada. Immediately after getting separated, Ada attacked Raul, saying that she'll get her revenge from Raul. It turns out that the person who was with Raul wasn't Ada, but the younger sister of the Demon King that Raul and his team subjugated. After revealing her true form, Theodora revealed that she is here to get revenge for her brother's death. But Theodora is no match for Raul. He immediately froze her at a place and told her that he could kill her ease, but he will not do that. He gave her two choices. One is to fight with Raul to take her revenge. Second is she'll leave this place with her fellow demons, and with all the money that Kramen has earned by selling slaves. That money will be more than enough for her and her fellow demons. She decided to take the second choice after thinking about her fellow demons. Then, Raul asked her what happened to Ada. So, after Charles died, his wife started investigating why and how he died. After some investigation, she learned that Charles died while freeing demon slaves from Kramen. She has also learned that there's one demon that survived, and that demon is entrusted to the village's healer by Charles. So, to fulfill Charles' will and save demon slaves from Kramen, the wife and Ada decided to go to the capital to report everything to the officials. For 1 week before leaving for the capital, Ada went to visit the demon that Charles saved daily. It turns out that the demon saved by Charles is the younger sister of the Demon King. At first, Theodora refused to become friends with the human. But when she learned that Ada's father was the one who saved her, Theodora decided to be friends with Ada and help her fulfill her dream. At the last day of the week, Ada's mother and her younger sister left, saying that she has promised to meet Wendel at a cabin near the capital. After some time, Ada and Theodora also left for the capital. On their way, some mercenaries found them and attacked them. To protect Ada, Theodora asked Ada to find a safe place, while she'll lure the mercenaries away from her. After some walking, Ada finds a small cabin. Outside of that cabin, Wendel was standing. When he saw Ada, he told her that her mother and younger sister had already arrived and were waiting inside the cabin. Before entering the cabin, she told Wendel that while she was coming here, some of Kramen's underlings found her. Wendel asked her to forget about that and rest inside the cabin. But when she opened the door, she was devastated to see the scene in front of her. When Ada and her family reported everything that Kramen did to demons to Wendel, he said that he'll take care of Kramen. That's why Ada and his family have trusted Wendel, thinking that he's a hero who will help them. But they didn't know that the one they are trusting is worse than demons. After some time, when Theodora came back to find Ada, she saw Wendel and Kramen together. Seeing them together, she immediately understands something bad has happened to Ada and her family. So when she entered the cabin to check on them, she found all of them dead on the ground. At that moment, Theodora got really angry and promised to herself that she'll take revenge. This was the reason why Theodora wanted revenge on Kramen and Wendel. With that, the sixth and the longest act of revenge until now is finished. Now it's time for the seventh act of revenge. The main star of this act is the Saint. After taking care of Diddy and Wendel, Raul went to the king and informed everything. Immediately after reporting, Raul went to meet Christiana, who is currently locked up in the cell. Seeing Raul, Christiana asked him why the king had imprisoned her. So, Raul told her that he already knows how she used her holy magic to manipulate everyone. She was the one who manipulated the swordsman to become a demon. She was also the one who manipulated Wendel by saying things like she knows which kind of face he wants to see from Raul. She said that anything he'll do is alright because it's what Lord desire. In the end, she also manipulated the princess to destroy Raul's life. But Christiana said with a smile that she never did anything wrong. She said that she was just fulfilling Lord's wishes and offering salvation to everyone. When Raul was about to leave, she asked him what kind of revenge he's planning to take from her. So, Raul told her that he had planned an extensive date with her and asked her to just wait for it. The next, Christiana was summoned to a court because many people, who heard from Raul that Christiana was manipulating her, filed many cases against her. So today she is presented in front of judges who will announce the final result, if she's a criminal or not. First witness who came forward was her own aunt. She said that Christiana brainwashed her own parent, which causes them commit suicide in a burning house. And while seeing her parents dying, Christiana just uttered one sentence happily, "You too must be glad, Father, mother. Witness 2 is a soldier. He said that his comrades were seduced by Christiana, which led his comrade to fight and kill each other like maniacs. Third witness was a priest who came forward and revealed that in the middle of a desert there was a country. The people of the country were really innocent until Christiana came there. With her whisper, she brainwashed all people, leading to the destruction of the whole country. Hearing that, Christiana just said that she did to give salvation to the country people. In the end, her reason for destroying hundreds of thousands of life was just that she wanted to bring salvation to all the people. And she said that she can happily die if it means atoning for other people's sins. While she was saying all that, Raul was just sitting in the chair with a smile, witnessing everything. Right then, Christiana's lawyer with a pig-like face came out and started talking. First, he asked all 3 witnesses to provide solid evidence which should prove that Christiana committed a crime. As they don't have any solid evidence, they can't say anything. Next, he revealed that anyone who is inflicted with holy magic has magic scars left behind on their body. But after checking the bodies of that soldier's comrades, there were no magic scars on their bodies, which means Christiana didn't use any magic on them to seduce them. When all the people had nothing to say, the lawyer was thinking that these people are stupid because he knows that magic scars can easily be removed from the bodies. And here he is protecting and siding with Christiana because if he wins the case, he'll get to smash her. While he was dreaming about smashing her, Raul spoke up and said that he's here to give testimony as the 4th witness. Before he started talking, he first went to the examiner who checked the magic scare on the victim's body and whispered something in his ears. And to prove that Saintess is really guilty and killed many people for no reason, Raul immediately summoned a person on whom she has used her magic and manipulated. The person that appeared shocked everyone. Raul has summoned the Princess Victoria. She is still getting eaten by insects and is still alive, enduring eternal pain. No one thought that princess was still alive. Even in such a bloody and messed up condition, the princess is still getting punished every second. Even though the princess is still alive, her condition is really bad, so she'll not be able to utter a single word. So to check if Christiana has really done something to the princess, the examiner came forward and checked the princess's body. After examining the body properly, he revealed that the princess really have magic scars on her. After saying that, the examiner revealed everything. He revealed that Christiana's lawyer has manipulated all the evidence and also removed the magic scars from the victim's body. Because of the magic that Raul casted on the examiner, everything he is saying now is what Raul wants him to say. Lawyer immediately thought that Raul is the one controlling this examiner and called for another examiner to check if this examiner was being controlled by Raul or not. But when the second examiner came, she was already under Raul's control. So after checking the previous examiner, she said that he's not under Raul's control. With that, more and more examiners were called to check, but all were under Raul's control and said what he wanted them to say. In the end, Christiana was found guilty. Immediately, lawyer went toward the calm and completely silent Saintess. He started begging her to at least say something in her defense. But instead of defending herself, she whispered in lawyer's ears. Without wasting a moment, lawyer happily walked toward a window and jumped out of it. He died immediately after slamming into the ground. Seeing the scene, judge immediately gave the order to punish the Saintess by burning her to death. Few days later, she was tied up to the cross and the cross was lit on fire. But while burning, Saintess didn't cry in pain. She happily died thinking that she's atoning for other people's sins and bringing them salvation. In the end, only Saintess's burned body was left behind on the cross. Beside the cross, Raul was standing. He smirked and said that the real show is about to begin. After that, he took the cross with the Saintess and dug it near the Princess Victoria's cross in the mountain. Suddenly, Raul was pierced by an arrow straight to his heart. Behind him, Theodora came flying. She was the one who attacked Raul, and she did this to get revenge for his brother who was killed by Raul. When Theodora landed beside Raul, he was still alive. So to kill him completely, she first tied him to the cross and then stabbed him with the knife. After 5 days, his lower half is completely gone, eaten by many beasts. In the next moment, Raul woke up in the white world. This is the same world where Goddess of Love lives. Learning that Raul had died and came here again, she immediately ran to him crying. Raul noticed that her one arm is missing and asked her what happened to it. She revealed that previously when she sent him back to Earth, a part of her body was sacrificed to resurrect him. Raul didn't care about her explanation. He grabbed her from the mouth and asked her to complete his one more wish. Goddess was so in love with Raul that she immediately agreed. This time, she sacrificed one of her eye and summoned a carriage of hell. By riding this carriage, Raul will be able to enter hell. First, he'll go to the gate of judgment. At this place, sins and good deeds of every person will be judged, and the one with the greater deeds will go to the land of the gods, or you can call it heaven. Some can go through the reincarnation gate to reincarnate, and the people with grave sins will enter hell. Raul has asked for the ride to hell because his revenge will begin in hell. He immediately drove the carriage and found Saintess standing in the line of people who will be judged. Seeing him, Christiana was shocked and asked him who could kill him. So Raul revealed that he died intentionally to fulfill the promise of a date that he made with her. Saying that, she gave her a seat in the carriage and went toward hell. When Raul went toward the hell gate, Christiana refused to enter, saying that the goddess was waiting for her in heaven, so she must go there. Christiana said that only bad people go to hell. She still thinks that she has offered salvation to many people and saved them from hell, so she must go to heaven for her good deeds. So Raul made a bet with her. He said that if the people who she thinks she offered salvation to are not in hell, he'll let her do whatever she wants with him. But if they are in hell, then she will have to use her holy magic to save them. Because Christiana also loves Raul and wants to stay with him forever, she immediately accepted the bet. With that, Raul and Christiana finally entered hell. Inside, there were many people getting burned in the lava, getting reborn and dying again and again. Seeing the scene, Raul remembered that there were other young people in his party beside Wendel. At this point, Christiana wasn't at Raul's party. Raul and other young party members hunted monsters together. They were really happy until Christiana joined the party. Because of Christiana seducing them in the name of salvation, young members started losing their will one by one. Every single one of the 20 mercenaries left the party. Right then, Raul and Christiana arrived at their first spot. This is the place where people who indulge in lust fall to and get punished. Christiana looked around in hope of not finding any familiar faces. But after just a second, her expression turned grave when she saw Raul's old party member, to whom she had offered salvation, was getting punished in front of her. But she immediately calmed down and refused to believe that these are the people to whom she has offered salvation. It turns out that she can't properly remember these people's faces and think that they're not related to her. So, Raul told her that they are here because of her, but she refused to believe it. So, Raul showed her when he offered these people salvation and seduced them with her words. Because of that, they lusted over her and she let them enjoy themselves with her. Immediately after remembering them, she still refused to accept that it's her fault, saying that they are just people with similar faces. Even though her expression has changed from being happy to being concerned, she still thinks that her faith in salvation is not fake and will never waver by seeing the fake scene. So, Raul took her to the next punishment spot. After getting through many punishment spots, they reached the punishment spot for greed. The people in this ground are forced to cross a burning bridge and then fall inside a lava pond, dying painfully. This time, 2 people were slowly trying to cross the bridge. When Christiana looked closely toward them, she was shocked. Her expressions completely changed and she slowly muttered that they are imposters. It turns out that the 2 people who are crossing the bridge now are her own parents. While crossing the bridge, if one stops midway, the monster sitting on the other side will hit them and throw them in the lava pond. After dying in the lava pond, they will just come back to life at the starting point and will have to go through the same pain again. The next time Christiana's parents started crossing the bridge, she ran toward them to stop them. Behind her, Raul with an evil smirk reminded her that this is the result of her offering salvation to others, which means she has committed a grave sin and her destination is not heaven but hell. When Christiana's parents saw her, they got angry at her, saying that she tricked them. They shook her for some time and then fell into the lava pond while cursing her. Even after seeing everything, she still refused to believe it and called them imposters. She said that she is blessed by the goddess, so her salvation and faith can't be fake and lead the people to whom she offered salvation to hell. Hearing that, Raul decided to show Christiana the goddess that has blessed. Raul showed her the goddess of love, making an unsightly face. Seeing the goddess's face, Christiana couldn't believe her eyes. With that, Raul proceeds on telling everything that this goddess has done for him, how many rules she has broken just for him. Hearing everything, Christiana said that such an unsightly woman can't be the one who blessed her. She raised her hand to use holy magic. As Raul won the bet, she accepted her defeat and decided to use holy magic to save the people who are here in hell because of her. But her holy magic didn't work. It turns out that holy magic isn't usable in hell. Now that Christiana has called her own goddess an unsightly woman, she will be stripped off of her Saintess title and will lose all of her holy magic. Raul already knew this. He was just playing around to make Christiana utter bad words about her own goddess. In the end, she's now in hell with no way to get out. Now she'll suffer for eternity with the people who she has manipulated and killed under the reason of offering them salvation. All the people who was offered salvation by Saintess, when they saw, started asking her to save them. Christiana still thinks that she'll go to heaven and is in hell just on a trip with Raul. So Raul revealed to her that she's bound to stay in hell with her followers. Since the moment she passed the gates of hell, she was already doomed to stay in hell. Many people grabbed her asking her for help, but she couldn't do anything. Seeing Raul sitting in the carriage, she started asking him for help. So Raul threw a chain down. He said that anyone who manages to climb this chain will be saved. Slowly, many people started climbing the chain. Even though Christiana was in the first place, many people grabbed her legs and pushed her down. She was angry and finally started showing her true face. Seeing Christiana showing her true face, Raul said that the Saintess who used to talk about salvation is now in this sorry state. Hearing that, Christiana said that she doesn't care about salvation anymore and just wanted to be saved. She also confessed that she's Saintess and couldn't care less about the goddess she believed in. Immediately when she said that, the chain broke and she, with all the other people, fell in the lava. Now she started burning with her other followers in the lava, but she'll not die. A big hand will pick her up, heal her, and then throw her back to the starting point. Like this, she'll come back to life and die again and again. In the end, Raul was about to leave saying that this date with Christiana was really great. Christiana started crying and made a really miserable face asking for help. But Raul couldn't care less about her and turned his back on her. When Raul tried to leave hell and reach the gates, he wasn't able to, because once a soul entered the hell, it was bound to stay there for eternity. Right then, the goddess arrived there. Raul immediately asked her the way to slay an immortal god. At first, she said that there's no way. But when Raul started showing his love to her, she was easily pinned down by Raul. He put his hand inside her chest and plucked out her heart. When he uses his magic on the heart, he learns that when he was about to die by the hands of Victoria, gods held a meeting and voted if they should save Raul the hero or not. From all the gods, the god who governs hell refused to help Raul. That's why now Raul wanted to kill that god, and he's his next target of revenge. After seeing what the governor of hell did, Raul decided to find a way to slay the god. After searching through goddesses' memories, he found a scythe which can kill a god. The scythe is stored in a treasury in heaven. Even though the goddess is completely dosed in love and unable to think straight, she still tried to stop Raul, saying that no human should get his hand on that item. Because Raul was treating her so poorly, she asked him why he's doing that. So Raul told her that the gods are also the target of his revenge. That's why he's treating her poorly. To make the goddess give him the scythe, Raul said that all the gods are his targets except her. She was so happy to hear that she immediately used her power and went back to get the scythe. While she went back to find the scythe, Raul went back to hell. When he reached the center of hell, some fallen angels came to him, saying that the governor of hell wanted to see him. When they forcefully tried to take Raul, with just a flick, Raul killed one of them. Seeing the death of a fallen angel, others tried to use force on Raul to take him to the governor. So, Raul killed one more with the flick and hopped onto the vehicle that they brought, but it was not comfortable. He said that he also wants to meet the governor and request them that they should improve their way of carrying him to the governor. When they refused, Raul killed one more fallen angel. Seeing Raul easily killing them, they started talking to each other, wondering if they should obey Raul or not. Fallen angels are scared because they might get killed by the governor for not fulfilling their duty properly. But they are also scared of Raul, as he can easily kill them. In the end, they decided to take Raul to the governor more gently. After some time, Raul was standing in front of the god of hell. Immediately, the wolf standing beside the god of hell started announcing all the sins that Raul had committed. When the god of hell was about to announce his punishment, the god of hell said that judging him immediately would be boring and decided to play a game. With the flick of a finger, everyone on whom Raul has taken his revenge appeared in front of him. The god of hell asked Raul to entertain him by playing with Raul's favorite deceased. Raul smirked and said, "You truly have bad taste." Everyone who just got summoned was in a really bad state and was just asking about where they were. When General Brown saw Raul, he immediately started asking for forgiveness. On the other hand, Sandra is calling for the princess. Rena, who was a scientist, is about to throw up by just remembering what Raul did to her. Lucas was just standing asking for help, saying that he can't endure this hell anymore. Raul didn't even remember this guy. Christiana was crying and asked Raul if he's the one who summoned them here. So, Raul points toward the god of hell and tells her that he's the one who did it. Immediately, Christiana started crying, asking the god of hell to save her. Hearing her, the god of hell said that he'll save her. When other people heard that, they immediately looked toward the god, wanting to get free from this place. God placed his hand on Christiana's face, and she turned into a stone. Now, she, in her soul, has been completely erased. She doesn't have to suffer in hell anymore. Learning that Christiana doesn't have to suffer anymore in hell, Luca also runs to the god of hell saying that he also wants to get free. The god of hell was about to free Lucas, but Raul stopped him saying that Lucas is his toy. He asked the god of hell to think again before taking any action against Raul's toy, because the consequences can be severe for the god. But God doesn't care. He puts it on Lucas's head saying that an insect like Raul will be able to do anything to him. He was so close to freeing Lucas, but at the last moment, Raul saved Lucas, teleporting him away from the god. Because Raul disobeyed God's law, he decided to play with Raul. He sent the dog to teach Raul a lesson, but Raul isn't scared. This isn't just a fight. If Raul takes long enough time, everyone on whom Raul has taken revenge will gradually turn into a stone and will disappear forever. Because of this, Lucas is happy because he will not have to suffer in hell, while General Brown still wants to get saved. With that, the dog launched its attack toward Raul, and Raul took the attack head-on without even trying to dodge it. As the fight went on, the dog wasn't able to do anything to Raul. Every time it attacked, Raul was easily able to survive it or dodge it. In the end, this dog was no match for Raul. He cut the dog into pieces without much effort. Because the fight ended early, no one is turned into stone. Seeing that the dog, god of hell's right-hand man, was so weak, Raul mocked him. He said that instead of this weak right-hand man, Cerberus, the guardian of Hell's Gate, would have been much better. He mocked God, saying if this weak dog is only the one he can control. Hearing that, the god decided to play another game. He took out an item which only the god of hell can use. This is a divine item which has the power to ascertain a human soul's depravity dwells within it. The crystal reflects the color of one's soul, and their place of execution is determined from that. And the judgment that Raul will receive will appear in his mind. The god of hell told that no one has ever survived the terror of this divine item. The next moment, Raul was standing in a different place. His mother was in front of him, but when he walked toward her asking her why she's in a place like this, he got attacked by a monster from behind. With just one attack, Raul got really injured and was about unable to move. In front of him, a monster grabbed his mother and split her into two pieces. When Raul tried to move, the monster ate him, but he didn't die. The next moment, he was standing at the same place, but this time, young soldiers were standing in front of him. Raul was trapped in a cage, unable to move, and in front of him, all the young soldiers died one by one. Like this, he went through many horrible experiences. After certain scenes, everything started again. Now again his mother is standing in front of him. All of this is happening in his mind. His real body is still in front of the god of hell, and it doesn't look in good condition. It is clear that Raul is going through horrible experiences in his mind. Seeing that, the god of hell laughs, saying that he's still a human at the end of the day and will feel emotions. Right then, Raul started laughing. He looked toward the god of hell while laughing, saying that he was just acting all this time. Raul stood up, stretching his body. He was in completely fine condition. Because the god of hell didn't realize Raul was acting, he started mocking him, saying that a god wasn't even able to tell he was just acting. This made God really angry, and this time, he personally got up from his seat to punish Raul. The final performance begins now. The god of hell is so large that he's holding a big platform with his hand like it's just a plate. The rules of final performance are simple. If Raul was able to save all of his toys, he'll win, but even if he lost one of them, he'll lose. Immediately when the game started, the god of hell threw a very strong punch at them. But before the punch landed, Raul teleported all of them to different places. I just noticed that Princess Victoria isn't in these people, which means she's still not dead and getting eaten by insects till this day. Anyway, now Raul has teleported everyone to a different place, and everyone has a shield around them which will protect them. But Raul didn't teleport Lucas away, because Lucas wants to die by the hands of God, so Raul has to pay attention to him. After a while, God was able to find Sandra. She was still trying to find Princess Victoria. So, God summoned a fake Princess Victoria in front of her. Immediately, Sandra knelt down, paying respect to the princess. Victoria calls Sandra toward her, and Sandra is about to go there. But before she could, Raul saw her. He summoned one more Princess Victoria behind her. Victoria that God summoned was really polite, but the princess that Raul created is filled with anger and arrogance. She shouted from behind, calling for Sandra. Now, Sandra is stuck between two Victorias. After a while, she chose angry Victoria and went toward her. It turns out that Sandra likes getting punished by Victoria, so she went toward angry Victoria. Victoria gave her a sword, and she killed Victoria, created by the god. Now that Sandra has been saved, the god of hell decided to find someone else. He moved around and found General Brown. He used his giant finger and attacked him. With just some attacks, Brown was about to die. Right then, Rene arrived in front of Raul holding a chemical. She said that she has brought that plan that Raul has prepared. She threw that drug toward General Brown and asked him to drink it. After he drank that, he turned into a skeleton. The god of hell didn't care. He thought that one undead would not be able to do anything to him. But for some reason, this undead was really strong and threw the god of hell on the ground with just one attack. Because of this, he got really angry and went berserk. He attacked left and right randomly to kill the undead, but was able to dodge all of his attacks. Seeing the scene, Raul decided to end the performance. The god of hell was really angry. He decided to destroy this hell and create a new one. But the god was really shocked seeing that he's unable to destroy the hell. It turns out that Raul has put a barrier around the hell, because of which God wasn't able to destroy it. He got even more angry and started attacking randomly. So, Raul himself jumped into a fight against the god. Meanwhile, the goddess of love has completed the mission that Raul gave her. She has successfully retrieved the weapon to kill gods. After 3 days of fighting, Raul is completely fine, but the god is in a really bad state. Now that Raul has won the game and even defeated the god of hell, he decides to negotiate with him. For winning the game, Raul will get the divine item that God used on him previously. For the negotiations, Raul wanted to use that crystal on Earth and send all the sinners on Earth to hell within 1 month. Because only God of hell can activate the powers of the crystal, Raul asked him to lend him his powers. To complete the deal, Raul summoned a table, pen, and a contract. He asked the god of hell to take the seat and they'll sign the contract. After the deal was done, Raul got the powers of God of hell for 1 month. But Raul didn't stop there. He read one line from the contract, which is that if one of the parties who signed the contract will die, the other party will get everything that is in the contract forever. Which means if God of hell died, Raul will have his powers forever. Then, Raul shows the god of hell the scene when the 12 gods hold the meeting to discuss if they should save Raul the hero or not. Even though most of the gods voted no, the god of hell didn't stop just after voting no. He said many bad things about Raul, like he's an insect who's not worthy of being saved by the gods and blah blah. In the end, the gods decided not to save Raul. Raul told the god of hell, sitting in front of him, that he's just the lowest one in his targets of revenge. He attacked the god of hell first, just because he wanted to make the preparations to deal with the next targets. Even though the god of hell was really scared, he has somewhat relieved that a human will not be able to kill him because he's a god. Right at that moment, the goddess of love arrived there holding a scythe. She gave that scythe to Raul, and with this scythe he'll be able to kill gods. Raul uses the weapon and cuts down a horn of the god of hell. He didn't immediately kill him and asked him to bring back Christiana. After bringing her back, Raul summoned all of the fallen angels in front of the god of hell. He brought all of them to humiliate the god. He asked the god of hell to say this in front of everyone. I am a dog with its tail between its legs that is even more cowardly than an insect who lost to a human being. I was ridiculed as an insect. These are 2 lines that God of hell has to say in front of everyone, which is really humiliating. But he had no other choice, so he knelt down like a dog and said those lines. After he said that, Raul decided to hold a wager. He asked all the fallen angels to clap if they thought Raul would win. Seeing that Raul is holding a god-killer weapon, and the god of hell is in a really pathetic state, all the fallen angels clapped. Then he asked them to clap if they think God of hell will win, but no one clapped. Seeing that, the god of hell started crying with his one eye, asking Raul for mercy. But Raul didn't even think for a moment and cut down his head. After killing him, he pointed the weapon at the goddess of love, because now it's her turn to die. The goddess of love was shocked and asked Raul why he's doing this. So, Raul told her that the revenge against the god of hell was just an act to get this god-killer scyther. His real target was her from the start. Goddess of love started acting like she hadn't done anything wrong. So, Raul decided to show her what she did. While Raul was locked in the cell, the princess often visited him and talked to him. One day when she came to him, she started playing with Raul's body. She grabbed Raul and had fun. But Raul wasn't having fun, he was just feeling pain. When the princess was about to leave, she acted like she did nothing. It turns out that the one who did wrong with Raul wasn't Princess Victoria, but the goddess of love. She possessed Victoria's body and had fun with Raul. Seeing that, the goddess of love started saying that she did everything because she loved him. She also reminds him that she helped him many times, like getting reincarnated and obtaining Scythe. She was the one who helped him. She said that they should work together and create their own paradise where they live alone. Hearing that, Raul decided to show her something else. He showed her that Raul wasn't the only one to whom she said this. She has taken interest in many men before and always lust on them. Each time she saw a handsome man, she said the same things that she said to Raul. Seeing that, the goddess of love's face completely changed. She said that the past doesn't matter. Even if past doesn't matter, it shows that the goddess of love is just a slut who lust on any handsome man she saw. So, she's the biggest culprit. She's the biggest reason why Raul suffers this much. Meaning her punishment will also be very bad. So to start the punishment, Raul summoned a big and really ugly ogre. The next moment, the goddess of love, Raul, and that ogre arrived at the same cell where Raul was locked up and abused by the goddess of love. Without saying anything, Raul tore out the goddess of love's heart and left the place. Now, she and the ugly ogre is alone in the cell. The ogre immediately started playing with the goddess, saying that he never got to have fun with such a beautiful lady. After reaching the climax once, the goddess thought that she'll be able to rest now, but ogre reminded her that ogres can go 100 times without breaking a sweat. After doing hundreds of times, the goddess was on the brink of dying. Right then, the ogre took the half-dead goddess and crushed her in his hands. Ogre did this because he doesn't want his wife to know that he had fun with another woman. After that, Raul returned back to hell in front of tens of thousands of fallen angels. They started calling Raul their new god. Raul didn't stop in the hell for longer. He asked the fallen angels to build new and more dangerous executing grounds, and ordered the fallen angel to throw all his previous victims there. With that, Raul left the hell. At the royal capital, we see that everything is burning and getting destroyed. 2 months have passed since Raul concealed his whereabouts. In the royal capital, the masses divided into 2 groups, the king's faction and the Raul faith. The conflicts between them were exceedingly fierce. King's faction wants to follow the king, but Raul faction says that Raul is the only man they can trust. Fights are going on between these 2 factions. Many people have died, even kids aren't spared. At the same time, we see a girl, who is really injured, come to an old man asking to make an urgent report to the founder. But the old man refuses, saying that the founder is in the midst of prayer, so they can't disturb him at this moment. These 2 are from Raul's faction. This girl reports that District 7 has destroyed by the people of the king's faction. She said that if they didn't take measures immediately, there would be grave damage. Hearing that, the old man decided to turn to the founder for judgment. When the old man went to meet the founder, an unknown person asked him to not disturb the founder because he's in the middle of prayer. Then, old man told this person that there's an emergency. The person decided to listen to him, but also told him that prayer will not stop. Surprisingly, this unknown person is the mother of Victoria's fiancé, and the so-called founder, who is praying, is none other than Victoria's fiancé, named Emile. He is crying and praying to not some god or saint. He's praying to Raul. He begged Raul to forgive their sins and save them. Meanwhile, Emile's mother is hearing the reports from the old man. He told her that Molotov cocktails are being thrown into District 7 and are causing casualties. The old man is scared that if this goes on, all of the people in District 7 might die. Hearing that, Emile's mother asked him if he forgot the original creed of the Raul faith. Raul's faction's belief is that if they strictly beg for Raul's forgiveness, they'll be saved. She said that their founder has never once ordered the use of military force. She asked the old man if that did not imply that District 7 started the war without the orders and are now getting punished. The old man understood that and agreed with her. But he told her that those people started the war with the future of Raul's faction in mind. Listening to him, Emile's mother thought that belligerent believers were a nuisance. However, she thinks that they should accept everyone that comes to them for help. She also knows that everyone is scared because of the events that are happening. Thinking that, she said to the old man she'll talk to the founder. When she entered and saw her son praying, she started crying, thinking that as long as Emile is alive, she's perfectly content. After Saintess Christiana's execution, the people of the royal capital feared retribution from the former hero Raul. However, he has since never appeared again. Because of this, everyone started getting relieved, thinking that he's dead. But the relief, everything was fleeting. Now, a different calamity has struck the royal capital. The royal capital district fell victim to catastrophic torrential rain that hasn't ever been seen for centuries, and all the crops approaching the harvest season have been wiped out. The rivers overflowed, and around half of the town areas were devastated by avalanches. When the rain stopped, new infectious diseases broke out from the bacteria the polluted water left behind. In the blink of an eye, those infections spread all over. The infected would be inflamed all over their bodies, and they would be struck with violent itches. That condition would last up to 5 days long, and many died as a result. At one point, some people began whispering a rumor. Couldn't these endless calamities have been by a curse from Raul? And the people's terror towards Raul increased further. Ultimately, people began to beg for mercy. People looked for Emil and gave him the position of founder. From then, they began to freely flaunt Raul's name, taking actions while calling themselves believers of Raul. The people moved around, and whenever they saw someone suffering even a little, they said that these people didn't have enough faith in Raul. Then, they punished those people and forced them to beg for mercy from Raul and pray to him. The people who are in the king's faction get really angry whenever they hear news of Raul's faction punishing innocent people. From then on, the king's faction thought of killing everyone in Raul's faction. They think that Raul is dead, and when everyone who has faith in him will die, everything will turn back to normal. In the present, a guy came to email and told him that people of the king's faction are attacking their people. He said that Raul's believers are all defenseless, so they should supply them with some weapons as soon as possible. He also informs them they have already secured a distribution channel. Like this, everyone in Raul's faction got a weapon. Losing their lives from these calamities without any means to do anything, the people have long sought a target to direct their anger for such irrational circumstances. The people who deny Raul's existence and hope for the reconstruction of the country by the king's faction. The people who believe the calamities are due to a curse by Raul and beg for his mercy are offering their repentance and prayers, the Raul faith. The populace divided into these two parties, and battles unfolded in the royal capital's town areas with armed might from both sides, which is not turning the royal capital into a battlefield. At the same time, Hallerbach Kingdom, Demon Army Stronghold, Lamia Fortress. A guy named Cyril came to meet civil official Damien. Damien asked Cyril about the kingdom of Kurz. He reported the results of a 1-month investigation. He said that the violent civil war continues to rage in the town areas of the royal capital. Cyril concludes that the reason for why the port town of Trud has been largely left unattended. They said that the demons that were liberated by Princess are proceeding to recapture Trud. This is one-of-a-kind opportunity for them, according to Cyril. He said that this happened because of the princess's successful emancipation of the slaves. Cyril said that this is the best time for them to regain their freedom from Kurz. After reporting everything, he asked Damien if the condition of the princess improved. Damien answered with no. He said that she spends the entire day on her bed, blankly staring out of the window. The only survivor who inherited the blood of the Demon King, being a direct descendant, Princess Theodora. She was born to a human mother and the former Demon King. The princess was raised in secret outside of the castle, and Cyril and Damien have always been watching over her bodyguards. In addition, when the princess turned 14 years of age, her elder sister of another mother, the ruler of the demons, took care of the princess who no longer had any other relatives after her parents died. Theodora's existence was only known to a very small entourage within the Demon King's castle. Therefore, just before Raul attacked, the ruler of the demons, Cyril and Damien, were able to escape from the castle with Theodora. However, she went missing afterwards. The other end of their secret was a vast forest, and they were not able to find her. And then, a few days ago, she returned to the castle on her own. However, she didn't say a single word. The princess was sitting in her room without saying a single word. She hasn't eaten a thing for many days, because of which she became a skeleton with just a little skin on her. At that moment, a bird crashed into her room with a letter. When she saw the letter, her eyes shined and she said, "Raul has come back to life." In the town, people are fighting with each other, killing each other. During their fight, some people suddenly appeared in the town. A little girl from the group said that it took 20 days to come here. There's a guy in the group who said that his body is hurting. This guy's name is Atticus. The little girl said to him that he's already 23 years old, so he should just retire. But Atticus refuses to retire, saying if he retired, he'll not be able to kill legally. At that moment, a guy came from behind and put his hand on Atticus' shoulder, asking him his identity. Suddenly, the man burned out with nothing left behind. Then, the girl uses her powers and kills many more people, saying that they have to go to the royal castle. But these people are in their way. At that moment, people realize that these people who have just arrived are national mages. After killing some people, they walk toward the castle. While walking, the girl said that she hopes that great Archmage plan works. She said that she's looking forward to the black magic. When they were about to enter the castle, Atticus stopped them and told them that the magic circle Raul cast, which encompasses the royal capital, has not yet disappeared. It has been said that those who enter the magic circle get their magic negated or even get imprisoned inside until they perish. The girl answered that she's already aware of this and reminded them that this was what they were called here. She said that they are here to kill Raul. She asked him if he's trying to escape. She told him that if he ran away, he would be deprived of his qualification, which is not a joke. She laughed maniacally, saying that now they're national mages. They can push around seniors who are decades older than them and make nobles prostrate before them. She said that being a national hero is extraordinary. She will never part with this qualification for the rest of her life. Hearing that, Atticus said that this is the reason she's so young. He told them that they were never involved with Raul both directly or indirectly, which means they are not the target of his revenge. But the king's situation is different. He will definitely get slain by Raul. While he was still talking, another man on the ground named Collab cut him into many pieces. He didn't stop there. He uses his magic and erased every trace of Atticus, leaving behind just a pool of blood. He said that Atticus was a traitor. That's why he killed him. With that, the girl and Collab entered the castle. In a bar, some people were cursing Raul's faction. They are angry because even though the king's faction has more people, Raul's faction is still winning. They conclude that they're winning because they have a leader, but the king's faction doesn't have a leader. They decided to choose a leader who will lead them. After some thinking, they thought about Bernard. Bernard is Raul's brother-in-law. At that moment, Bernard also entered the bar holding flowers. The mustache man asked him if he visited the graves again. Bernard answered with yes. Without wasting a moment, they told him that they want him to become the leader of the king's faction. Bernard talks about how Raul took everything from him, and in the end, Bernard said that he needed some time to consider it. In front of the people, Bernard was acting like a shy and innocent guy who never committed any sin. But when he went home, he showed his true colors. He said that he has to burn these clothes that he's wearing because those people who were sitting so close to him made them dirty. He cursed all those people and said that he'll never become a king of those filthy people. The next day, 2 national mages came to Bernard's house. They're here to give him a chance to take revenge on Raul. But to do that, he has to sacrifice himself. He asked them how many are willing to sacrifice themselves to kill Raul. Sabah answered that for now, no one is willing to cooperate. Sabah said that he can't believe that no one is willing to sacrifice themselves to kill Raul. Bernard thought that these people's skills are definitely higher than Wendel. He thought that he doesn't care if Raul dies or lives. It's more significant for him to enjoy this relaxing life by taking the position of a victim. However, he thinks that it wouldn't be so bad to become a hero who killed Raul. He thinks that it would allow him to enjoy his life even more relaxing and luxurious than now. He may be able to take advantage of these 2 now. He made a sad face and told them that he would like to witness Raul's death with his own eyes. Therefore, he can't sacrifice himself. So, he said that he has an alternative proposal. While crying, he said that he was forced to loathe Raul for involving his wife and children. If it would avenge them, he said that he would not hesitate to offer his life. He said that he's sure the other victims share the same sentiment as him. Hearing that, Sabah reminds him that he already told him other victims refused to offer their lives. Bernard answered that their response is only natural. Suddenly intruding on someone's house is one thing, and that a modest attitude is no good either. He told them that it's not an attitude that someone seeking help should have. A victim would only perceive that as they too try to take advantage of their emotional pain. Bernard said that he's a victim himself, so he should be able to negotiate with other victims properly and make them sacrifice their lives to kill Raul. Hearing all that, 2 mages decided to leave after telling him to prepare. They'll pick him up tomorrow to negotiate with other victims. Like this, Bernard can easily refuse to become the leader of the king's faction. And working with national mages will bring him more benefit than being a leader of a faction that is not even legal. In the town, while people were killing each other, Raul suddenly appeared in the crowd. At first, people didn't notice him because Raul was also shouting at them like an innocent boy. But after they look at him properly, they realize that Raul is back. Suddenly, the people of Raul's faction knelt down and started praying. Raul was shocked and asked them why they're acting like this. So they explained everything to him. When the king's faction saw Raul, they started shouting, calling him an imposter. Raul asked them to listen to what he had to say first, but both factions started fighting without looking at him. In the middle of a forest, a family was sitting. They ran away in the forest, far away from both Raul's faction and King faction. At that moment, people of Raul's faction appeared there. Without saying anything, they killed the whole family except the girl. They violated her and started torturing her. In the town, because no one was listening to Raul, he summoned all the fallen angels from hell. Then, Raul changed his clothes to that of a judge and said that from this moment onward, he'll judge everyone here. And those who deserve to go to hell will be sent there immediately. People of Raul's faction thought that Raul is only going to judge the people of King's faction, which made them really happy. But Raul destroys their happiness, saying that he'll judge every single soul here. No one is an exception. So this time, the lead actors are all of these people. Then, he ordered all the angels to bring everyone to him and arrange them in line. When Raul checked the soul of the first guy, he saw that this guy was the one who threw a rock at him when he was getting executed. This guy was the only one who was enjoying the show the most. After checking his whole life, the orb that Raul was using turned completely black. This means this guy deserves to go to hell. Immediately, Raul announces the result, and the fallen angel threw this guy in hell. In the forest where the girl was getting tortured by the people of Raul's faction, an angel arrived there and took the guy away to Raul. Next, another fallen angel came there. It first healed the girl, and then took her away to Raul. After a while, the people who deserved to go to hell were all sent to hell. Not a single one of them died painlessly. They felt immense pain before dying and going to hell. In the end, only these people are left. They were the one whose souls aren't depraved enough to go to hell. A few days later, those who enjoyed Raul's execution that day, as well as those judged to have corrupt souls, were all sent to hell by the fallen angels. Those who didn't fall under those conditions were split into two groups and kept on standby within fenced areas that were prepared beforehand. The first fenced area consists of those who were not at the execution ground that day, and the second area consists of those who were at the execution ground that day, but did not possess souls corrupt enough to warrant immediately being sent to hell. Raul was standing in front of the people. First, he said to the fallen angels that their work is done and they can leave now. Seeing that, the people thought that they would be able to leave now. Then, he looked toward the people in the second fenced area and decided to give them a wonderful present. Raul flicked his finger, and a very beautiful town appeared in front of them. The town wasn't empty. There were handsome men and beautiful ladies ready to welcome people. As the people entered the store, beautiful ladies started seducing men, and handsome men started seducing town's ladies. The kids ran around and got many good toys to play with. Raul told the people that starting today, they can freely live here. They can have anything they wish without needing to work. It is practically paradise. After all the people entered the luxurious town and started wandering around, Raul took out the item to judge their souls again. At the same time, Auerbach Castle, underground shelter. All the national mages were gathered, trying to cast some high-level magic. The old man started the first step thinking, finally, the time has come. The use of taboo black magic, which he has always dreamed of. It is finally coming true now. He had always dreamed of this even before he became a national mage. This relentless pursuit born from his desire to master sorcery. From the depths of his heart, he was mesmerized by black magic which had been restricted to use for centuries. However, His Majesty, the kind, wouldn't bestow him the right to use it that easily. That is, until Raul appeared. Because of him, he got permission to perform this black magic to take down Raul. He first sacrificed a dog in the altar, and then asked national mages to keep pouring their mana into the altar. After a moment, he called a person named Gracie. The person was shaking, unable to say anything. A national mage reminds her that she chose to come and offer her life in order to seek revenge for her younger brother. She said that he's right. She's here for the sake of her younger brother, Lucas. On a random day, Gracie was standing in front of the mirror, saying that Lucas will come back today, and she'll give him plenty of healing. She wore a beautiful dress and walked toward Lucas's room to welcome. But when she entered, she saw someone else holding Lucas in his hand. Raul saw her and said, "Ah, nice to meet you. I hope I am not intruding." In Lucas' mouth, there were a lot of gold coins. His mouth was completely filled and was also bleeding, but Raul didn't stop. He kept on putting more gold coins in his mouth. Gracie asked him what he's doing to Lucas. Raul answered that he's just exacting his revenge. Lucas massacred Raul's fellow soldiers and assisted Rina with her human experiments, just to satisfy his own greed. Lucas seemed to value money far more than life after all. Therefore, Raul is now giving him all the money he could ever wish for. Then, Raul asked her if they should now check how much he has inside of him. As he said that, Lucas' whole upper body exploded and gold coins scattered everywhere. Raul was really impressed to see how many coins Lucas had inside of him. With that, Raul left the place after saying goodbye to her. In the present, she is ready to offer her life for revenge. She shouted that Lucas was just doing his job. According to her, Lucas didn't do anything wrong by killing Raul's friends and soldiers. She said that he was just doing her job. With that, she was also brought to the altar. A mage held her at the place with magic, and then, the old mage put the knife on her neck. Then, he slowly started slicing through her neck. Immediately, she started shouting, asking them to let her go. She never thought that she would have to go through this much pain. Other people who came here to offer their lives saw the scene and got really horrified. They immediately tried to leave the place, but a mage girl stopped them. She told them that they can't leave now. They have already agreed to offer their lives. It turns out that these people thought that they would not die. Some of them started crying, saying they wanted to leave. Right then, a knight pushed open the door with the bang. The knight told the mages that the king was waiting. A mage reminds the knight that they have already explained that the ritual will take time. He asked the knife named Blackham to leave the place with his troops. Blackham heard that and told them to stop giving excuses. He grabbed one of the sacrifices and asked the mages why the ingredients were wandering around. He asked them to quickly finish the ritual and also told them that he's not as forgiving as the previous general. At that moment, a mage told Blackham that 100 hours is necessary for a soul reversal. It is not something that can somehow succeed by rushing. Hearing that, Blackham said that seeing how the ingredients are running around, they will most likely not be able to complete the ritual in time. People heard the word ingredients and started asking if they were referring to them as ingredients. They asked them what they think human life is. They said that they'll cut their own tongue instead of getting sacrificed in the altar. At that moment, someone teleported there. This person is Bernard. He asked everyone to calm down and take a deep breath. Bernard asked everyone to look into his eyes. It's obvious that he's casting magic on them. Everyone quickly calmed down because of that. Bernard introduced himself as that brother-in-law of hero Raul. The people know Bernard, and they also know his wife and child were slaughtered. Bernard quickly made a sad face and said that he too had come here bearing hatred for his wife and children being slaughtered. Suddenly, a guy remembered that only one whose blood is shared with someone killed by Raul may become a collaborator, which means Bernard isn't qualified as his blood isn't shared with his murdered wife. Bernard heard that and made a gloomy face. He said that because he's not qualified, he had this child, a distant relative of his wife's, collaborate instead. He said that this child is still quite young and thus is accompanying him as an attendant. Suddenly, he started crying, saying he also wanted to offer his life for this. But no matter how much he wished for it, it would not come true. All because of that one condition, shared blood. Then, he smiled and told people that they can still do more for their loved ones, so they should do it. Hearing that, all the people decided to offer their lives for their loved ones. The next moment, the horrifying ritual started again. The painful shouting of people didn't stop even for a moment. One died, the next came to the altar, and as the people died, strange creatures were being born. Bernard saw the scene and thought that these bloody sacrifices and mages ought to thank him. The condition of blood relation is made up by Renard. These are people who can't build the will to put their lives online while they believe other substitutes are available, after all. So he brought them all here with this false condition that gives collaborators a sense of privilege. He wondered if these mages can't kill Raul without resorting to something this grandiose. And it was bloody mandated by that so-called general. He thought that the matter of sacrifices was wholly entrusted to him as well, so he never expected this to look so troublesome. It angers him to feel like he's being used by them, but he'll get them to raise his compensation handsomely for what he's contributed. Meanwhile, the people were enjoying their lives at the paradise that Raul materialized. Slowly, the people of the second fences area indulged in their greed. A fatty was enjoying with handsome men. Young ones were drinking alcohol and eating meat, while the kids were playing. Old women were also enjoying themselves surrounded by men. But the citizens didn't get happy with what they got. A girl was shouting in a jewelry shop that she wanted a gem that she had never seen before. Some men were fighting for a girl. A girl killed another lady for laying a hand on his man, while kids started snatching toys from each other. Conflicts arose all around and became the norm. And with each passing day, the conflicts intensified, until at last, they escalated into a wild fray. The people started fighting against each other. They blamed Raul for not giving paradise for themselves. They fought against each other to make this paradise completely their own property. Suddenly, the paradise disappeared, and they all returned to barren land. Raul was standing in front of them. He said that things panned out just as he predicted. A person asked Raul the meaning of all this. Raul answered he got them all to show him plenty of depravity that lies in their souls. So he has no need for the illusory paradise anymore. At that moment, they all saw Raul's demonic face as he said, "Let's get right to it. I am going to enjoy watching how all of you descend to hell." As he said that, fallen angels appeared again. A guy pointed at the angels and asked why they were back. Raul answered that they're here for their retrial. They heard that, and a guy said that they were let off the hooks 3 months ago, so why are they getting retrial? The girl beside him asked the same thing. Raul smiled and said that an hour ago, he gifted them paradise. But because of his magic, they felt like 3 months had passed. By just preparing a mere paradise, these people graciously went ahead and defiled their souls for Raul. The people started shouting, saying Raul tricked their mind by creating an illusory paradise. Raul heard that and can't believe that realized it after so long. He said that it doesn't even matter if they are good or bad people. All the people in the second fence were the targets of his revenge. He never once said that they'll be off the hook just because they were singled. They were present at Raul's execution ground that day. However, he couldn't send them to hell since their souls weren't totally depraved. So he just took this opportunity to have them all thoroughly show him their souls. If their souls are not judged as totally depraved even during the retrial, they can't be brought to hell. Hearing that, a girl decided to go first, saying she has a heart and body that's untainted. The fallen angels brought her near Raul, and when Raul checked her soul, it was fully depraved. The girl's face suddenly became colorless. She remembered how last time the black color wasn't this much. She asked him to check her soul again, but Raul refused. He showed her a scene where she killed another lady just because she laid a hand at her man. Seeing that, the girl started shouting once more, saying it was the girl's fault who laid hands on her man. She just punished her for that. Raul didn't listen to her and sent her to hell. With that, all of the people on the second fence were sent to hell one by one. They all gave excuses that they were just enjoying in paradise. There's nothing wrong in it. But Raul listened to no one and completes the work. After that, Raul arrived in front of Emil and his mother. It's finally time for their trial. Emil and his mother got really scared. They both hugged each other as Emil's mother told Raul that all of his followers were taken by some strange creatures. Raul told her that those fearsome creatures are his followers. Saying that, he moved forward and touched Emil's head to check his soul. Emil's mother ran to protect her son, but Raul pushed her away. After the soul check was complete, we see that Emil's soul color is completely white, meaning he's completely pure, not even a little black. Raul smiled seeing that, and then checked Emil's mother's soul. Her color was also the same. She's also a good person. Before Raul could say anything, Emil's mother stood in front of Emil and said to Raul to take her with him, but leave her son alone. She said that he can do anything with her. Raul heard that and asked her even if her body is severed alive and she writhed in intolerable pain. She answered yes. She said that Emil is a truly innocent child. He dreads cruelty above all else, and is never pleased by the misfortune of another. He has absolutely never tried to bring about the misfortune of another. Hearing that, Raul smiled and asked both of them to follow him somewhere. Outside the building, all the people from the first fence were standing. Raul used his magic and summoned a big flying ship to take these people somewhere. Raul is going to use this ship to take everyone here to true paradise. He boarded everyone on the ship using his magic, and then 1 hour later, they reached Flying Islands. Raul said to them that this true paradise was prepared just for them. He made the islands really large to avoid discomfort. They passed by many places, and Raul explained them to the people one by one. First is the east bank of this island. To the north is an inlet where anyone can fish. To the south are vast fields. After reaching an island filled with buildings, he asked everyone to get down. This place is in the neighborhood on the east bank. He tells them that they'll be living here from now and can choose any house they like. While people are astonished seeing the houses, Raul tells them a very important thing. He said that everyone who's living in paradise, there's an event they must participate in. He took them to the northern shrine and said that he will conduct a retrial once a week here. When the day comes for the retrial, the bell in the shrine will ring. Once they hear its sound, they should immediately gather at this shrine. Raul will check their souls, and if he finds them corrupted even a little, they will be sent to hell. Hearing that, people were really worried because there's no way for them to check themselves if their souls got corrupted. They got a lot of questions like if they'll have to live here for the rest of their lives, or if they'll never be able to go back to their original homes. Emil also started crying, saying he wants to go home. His mother tells him to calm down and trust her. She said the same to others. She reminded them that Raul chose them because their souls weren't corrupted, so if they stay here peacefully, no problems will occur. At that moment, Emil's stomach let out a growl, telling he's hungry. Hearing that, everyone remembered that they haven't eaten anything for a while now, so they decided to eat something first. Emil's mother quickly asked Raul if they could look around what kinds of foods are available on the island. Raul gave them permission. He already explained all the rules, so now they can do whatever they want. With that, Raul returned to the royal capital, which has been completely destroyed. As Raul was looking around, he heard a very familiar voice. He looked behind and couldn't believe his eyes. His sister, who's supposed to be dead, is standing in front of him. While Raul was shocked, she ran and hugged him, saying she wanted to see him. Raul quickly used his magic if the one standing in front of him is real or not, and she was real. And as they both greeted each other, houses in Raul's town people also appeared. After meeting with the people of town, Raul reached his house where his mom was waiting for him. His mom was really happy after seeing him and started crying. Like that, Raul started living here. A few days have passed since he reunited with his family and the young soldiers. The entire morning is spent on training the young soldiers, and the afternoon is when he heads out with everybody to procure food, and that mostly covers the whole day. After training hard, Raul's sister and mother prepare food for everyone. While Raul was enjoying the time of his life, national mages arrived in the royal capital. After traveling for a while, they reached the center of the city where Raul is surrounded by zombies. It turns out that Raul was under the illusion this whole time. Because he has spent many days like this, his condition is really bad. His skin is dry, and he is looking really weak because he hadn't eaten anything for some days now. The old mage was really happy seeing his black magic working. After sacrificing so many people, he created these creatures. National Mage's plan was to wear out Raul and then kill him easily, and their plan seems to have worked. At that moment, they decided to kill Raul using their spell. A girl mage takes on the job of finishing him off. She hit Raul with a really powerful fire spell. All the other mages quickly covered themselves with barriers to not get caught in the attack. After a while, the flames were still burning Raul, but mages were shocked because nothing happened to him. They assumed that Raul cast a really powerful defensive spell around him before he lost his senses. The girl mage was really angry because her magic just got blocked by someone who's on the verge of dying. She decided to use her spell again, but in full power this time. As she was about to cast, her teammates stopped her, saying they should just wait for him to die. 2 days later, Raul was still alive. 3 days, 6 days, time passed quickly, but Raul didn't die. Even after 10 days, Raul was still alive. Seeing that, the mages were shocked and started thinking why he's not dying. The fire mage girl couldn't hold any longer and wanted to use her magic, but others stopped her because they know that magic will not work on him. While they were thinking of another way to kill him, Raul started laughing. He smiled with his weak body and said to them that they're way too slow to notice. He asked them why they overlooked the fact that he looked exactly the same for 7 days straight. He said that he had to hold back his laughter many times. The fire mage girl was really shocked and asked what happened to the illusion magic. They assumed that he broke it on the 4th day, because up until that point, everything was going smoothly. Raul laughed hearing that and asked them what part of it was smooth. The girl tells him that he was getting weaker for the first 3 days. At that moment, Raul snapped his fingers and returned completely healthy. He said that he was the same this whole time. The ones under the illusion were they themselves, all along. When the girl asked him if he was just pretending to enjoy being surrounded by the dead, Raul answered that it was an act. He was really happy seeing the face he loves after a long time. Fatty Mage heard that and questioned him if he was enjoying with rotten corpses this whole time, if he wasn't under the illusion. Raul answered that it doesn't matter if they're rotting, they're still precious people to him. Then they asked him why he pretended to be under the illusion magic. Raul answered that he just wanted to make the fun time with everyone last a little longer. After all, they spent a lot of time preparing this black magic. At that moment, the girl realized that talking will not work. She quickly flew up and decided to use her strongest magic. A big fireball was launched toward Raul, but he didn't even flinch. He just looked at the fireball, and it deflected back to her, burning her clothes. Seeing that, the boss mage was really angry. He warned her that if she acted on her own again, he'd deal with her first. Then, they decided to proceed as they planned. When they raised their hands together, all the rotting corpses walked toward Raul and grabbed him. With this, they have started their original plan. Their plan is to hold Raul in place using the corpses of his precious people. They think that if they're rotting corpses, they're still precious to him, so he'll not attack them. As the plan moved forward, the boss mage contacted the head mage. The head mage took the remaining national mages and decided to go where Raul is. Because it will take some time for the head mage to come here, Fatty decided to tell Raul something. He took bread from his basket and said that he needs a bit more man than most people, so he gets hungry real quick. That's why he wanted magic that could create food. So he created a type of magic that could turn living things into food. He said that it's really easy magic. When he gets hungry, he just finds a tasty-looking creature nearby, gives his staff a little swing, and then that creature starts shrouding down with a little squish. In an instant, it transforms into food. He took a bite of the bread and said that the best part of all this is he can hear the scream of those who turned into bread in his head. He forms a really ugly smile on his face and says he needs to make even more food. He said that he has heard that half-rotten stuff tastes good, but he never tried it. Hearing that, Raul's expressions changed a little, so Fatty quickly said that he was just kidding. As he stopped talking, the girl mage started. She made an evil smile and decided to test something. She controlled the corpse, who's supposed to be Raul's sister, and handed her a sword. Using her magic, she slowly moved the corpse toward Raul and then stabbed him. At that moment, Raul suddenly used his magic and burned the magic girl. The mage girl died without even a piece of her flesh left behind. Raul broke free from their magic. He made sure that nothing happened to his precious people's corpses and put them behind him. Then, Raul took out the sword with which he got stabbed and asked the mages to come at him. Quickly, Raul used his magic and trapped both remaining mages in place. First, he took care of the fatty who was blabbering the most. Raul controlled him with magic and forced to use his own magic on himself. Because of that, he turned into bread. Seeing that, the remaining mage was about to kill himself because he didn't want to get tortured. But Raul didn't let him die. Because he let Raul enjoy 10 whole days with his loved ones, he will return the favor. So he put the guy in a dream instead of killing him. At that moment, the remaining national mages and head mage arrived at the place. It turned out that the girl mage didn't die immediately. She's still burning in the fire, enduring severe pain. National mages saw her suffering in fire and decided to put it away, but Raul stopped them, saying their efforts will be useless. Without wasting a moment, Collab moved in front and attacked Raul. Before the smoke cleared, Raul appeared behind Collab and attacked him. Raul used a spell that turned Collab into a loyal dog to the first person he saw. Collab started rolling on the ground, acting like a dog. Seeing that, the girl named Shia, a national mage, was about to run away. But Raul didn't let her run. He used his magic and put her in a dream as well. Now only the head mage is left. Seeing that everyone around has either turned into a fool or is dreaming, he decided to use them as sacrifices to increase his own powers. But before he could act, Raul attacked all of them at once. He used his magic and dragged out their souls. Seeing that, the head mage was about to run, but Raul quickly subdued him and also took out his soul. After taking out their souls, Raul cast a spell that will make them repeat life and death for eternity. After taking care of everyone, Raul looked toward a building and said, "You've been hiding and listening to us this whole time." He asked that person to come out, and the one who was hiding was Bernard. As Bernard walked out, Raul smiled and called him brother-in-law. He said that the last time they met was the morning he set off to defeat the demon lord. Bernard clenched teeth, unable to believe Raul killed all the nation's sorcerers so easily. He wondered if that great ritual amounted to nothing. Now, he doesn't know what he should do. Suddenly, he thought that he hadn't done anything wrong to Raul, so he shouldn't have a reason to lay a hand on him. Bernard's eyes filled with tears as he decided to use his charm, thinking he would first list everything Raul isn't to him to make him feel guilty. Like he thought, he started playing victim, asking Raul to not call him so casually, saying he's not his family. He always wanted to tell Raul that because of him, he lost his beloved wife, and the unborn child that was supposed to come into this world was killed. He asked Raul if he has any idea how much he's suffering. He pointed at him, asking him what he had done wrong. Bernard blamed him for everything, saying that because he got entangled with royalties, they had to suffer their wrath. From inside, Bernard was smiling, thinking that the guild must be eating Raul from inside. Finally, Raul talked, asking him if that's all he had to say. Raul said that he doesn't mind if he wants to play victim, but he can't deny being an assistant in the black magic ritual. Raul pointed out that Bernard claims to hate him and wants revenge, but instead of risking his own life for that, he sacrificed others. Raul tells him that his actions are quite far from those of a pitiful innocent victim. Bernard was still crying and answered by saying that he wasn't trying to save his own life. He just wanted to see Raul get killed with his own eyes. As Bernard said that he has no reason to be judged, Raul smiled. He revealed that he knows everything about his past and what kind of crimes he has committed. Bernard was shocked, but his fake tears didn't stop. At that moment, a magic circle appeared behind Raul, showing Bernard's true crimes. So Bernard was used to sleeping with other women, even though he had a wife. Seeing that, Bernard started sweating, saying that it's a lie. Bernard played around with this pig-life girl and enjoyed himself a lot. The girl mentioned that they have known each other for many years. She also mentioned that his past job before getting married was scamming others. While enjoying himself, Bernard also spouted everything, like how Raul's sister is being passed around by several men in the church, and how he masturbated while watching his own wife getting raped. Finally, Bernard fell to his knees seeing all that, unable to play victim anymore. Bernard started shaking and said to Raul that he's wrong. Raul answered that it doesn't matter if he's wrong or correct. He never intended to let Bernard go from the start. Raul tells him that he really likes giving people hope and then throwing them into despair. Bernard still didn't give up. He said that all the events were just too shocking for him, and he did all that because he wanted to survive. Bernard tried to use the charm magic on Raul, but nothing happened. Raul looked at his expressions and told him that charm magic doesn't work on him. Hearing that, Bernard shouted that when he was going to marry Claire, Raul and his sisters were completely under his magic charm. Raul smiled as he heard that and told him that he knew all along. From the start, neither him nor his sister were under his magic charm. Guys, Claire is the name of Raul's sister. Anyway, Bernard couldn't believe him, saying if they weren't under his spell, why Claire accepted his proposal. Raul looked down and said that he tried to stop her. One day, Raul was sitting with his sister and told her to stay away from that man. He mentioned how Bernard tried to use his charm magic on them. This shows that Bernard is cooking some scheme and is trying to marry Claire. But Claire kept smiling, saying no words. That's why Raul himself investigated Bernard's background. He learned that Bernard's parents were killed by bandits, and then those bandits raised Bernard. After escaping from that, he started selling himself to perverted nobles just to survive. Eventually, one of them took him in and kept him. And once Bernard got older and was abandoned, he survived repeatedly committing marriage fraud. Raul told all this to his sister, but his sister still just smiled. She said that the reason Bernard's heart became twisted and the reason he can betray others so easily She believes it's because he was starving for love. So Claire believed in him that he would change after marriage. And like that, Bernard got married to Claire. In the present, Raul said that his sister is kind, unlike him. That's why his sister just couldn't leave him alone, since he followed the same path. Bernard was sweating, unable to believe Raul at all. Raul walked slowly, saying to Bernard that even though Claire gave him her sincere devotion, he kept betraying her. Raul said to Bernard that he did something that can't be undone. Raul tells him that after his sister's belly grew bigger, Bernard started leaving the house more frequently. Until Raul was resurrected, no one even built a grave for his sister and her unborn baby. Bernard was supposed to be her only relative, and he turned to be her biggest enemy as well. Raul grabbed Bernard from his face and asked him if he really thinks Claire forgave him. At that moment, Claire appeared in front of Bernard. He immediately asked her for forgiveness, saying that the only person he truly loved was her. He continuously begged for forgiveness, and this is his punishment. Now Bernard would beg for forgiveness from Claire sitting here without eating or drinking. As Raul walked away, he mumbled that Bernard is just trash, no different from the others. He looked at the sky and said that this world really knows how to make him hate it to the core. After that, he made the graves for all his village's people and set their souls free. Raul said that he would come again after finishing everything. Meanwhile, in a castle's basement, some people were hanging upside down. There was a pool of blood on the ground, formed by the blood of these people. The people were begging from the soldier standing in front of them to kill them. This person is named General Blackham. So the people who are hanging upside down here are King's close aide. They're the one who proposed Raul's subjugation by the hands of national mages. Now that national mages have failed, these people are getting punished. Right then, a young soldier entered the cell and told Blackham that an emergency meeting had started. Young soldiers also stated that the king had already arrived. Hearing that, Blackham wondered how long it's been since the king arrived here himself. He thought that watching torture was used to be a brief moment of relief for the king. He wondered if he started to get bored by seeing the same torture again and again. Without saying a word, Blackham headed to the conference hall. A young soldier reported in the conference hall that due to the attack by the demons, from major cities has fallen. Hearing that, the king turned to Blackham, asking him what he would have done in this situation. Blackham immediately turned tense, because he knows that one mistake can spell his doom. He thought carefully and said that among their kingdoms for major cities, the only one that hasn't fallen into enemy hands is Bartle. Among them, Trote has been a key trading hub as a port city. He said that there's no doubt that Trote will be crucial for their nation's recovery, so they should defend Trote at all costs. Saying that, he asked the others to say their opinions. Right then, another guy stood up, saying that the demon army and the former Raul, facing either of them would be difficult with their country's current strength. He suggested that they should find Raul once again and bring him to their fold. If they eliminate the remaining stragglers who surfaced with Raul this time, then those stragglers will never be able to rise again. At that suggestion, the king exploded the man's head, killing him instantly. Then, the king asked others for their opinions. The king thought to himself that just imagining joining hands with that demon Raul is making his skin crawl. He thought that these fools knew nothing about his nightmarish days. From the time Raul started coming and going from the royal castle, that's when it began. While the king was sleeping, Raul appeared in his room and grabbed his nose, blocking his breathing. Raul continuously gave the king near-death experiences. He stared at him intently as the king tried his best to fight against his fears. He could feel Raul laughing in amusement so close to him. The device that moves the king's body has been stopped by Raul's magic, a time where the king was allowed only to accept the relentless suffering given to him. That continues until morning. Raul carried out this game of blocking his breathing on a whim. Each time the king was made to understand it to an unbearable extent. This life of his is in Raul's hands. The king was really frustrated, but unable to do anything. At that moment, a soldier entered the room in panic and said that Raul had appeared in Ball. At the same time, Raul was standing on top of a building, surrounded by fallen angels. He asked if they should begin the judgment. Raul thought that after he saw everyone off, he traveled to the land of the Kurt's kingdom to judge the remaining souls of its citizens. And now, in the major city of Ball in the Kurt's kingdom, the judgment is taking place. Using this crystal, he sorted humans with tainted souls from those with pure souls. The invasion of the demon army had also begun in Ball. The Kurt's army was facing a desperate, life-threatening crisis. After testing their souls, Raul wasn't happy to see that almost all of them had their souls pitch black. Like before, he put those with white souls in different enclosures, while with pitch black in different enclosures. Is Raul racist for this? Raul is trying to find souls that are pure because they're the ones who carry the hope needed to complete his revenge. Thinking that, he said goodbye to all the people with tainted souls. The fences around them suddenly disappeared, and they started running away happily. Right then, an explosion occurred, killing them all and sending them to hell. As the people were burning, those with pure souls started begging Raul to let them go so they could save them. Raul couldn't believe that there are still such pure people in this world. They have shown him that hope is not lost. Then, Raul summoned the big ship again and put everyone with pure soul in that ship, taking them to paradise. When they landed on the island, Emil's mother came running to assist new people. Finally, Emil's mother's name has been revealed, which is Dolores. Raul said to Dolores to postpone the guidance until after all the new people moved to the residential district. As the new people entered the area, a guy started shouting, asking why isn't anyone taking action. He said that more new victims have been brought here. This guy is Alex, and hearing him talking, people mentioned that Alex has said these things many times. Alex assumed that among the newcomers who arrived today, there must be those who were forcibly separated from their loved ones and taken away. He asked them if they can really just ignore all this. At that moment, a guy questioned, asking what they would do even if they got released. Alex answered that they would return to the kingdom of Kurtz. Then the guy mentioned that the kingdom is being invaded by the demons. There's no place to stay there anymore. But Alex continued insisting, saying they should talk back to Raul and return to their homes. Soon, Alex had said enough and took his leave for now. Before leaving, he asked them to at least think about what he said. But others' views were different. They know they can live in this paradise more peacefully than they used to live in the kingdom. Right then, the bell rang around the paradise, indicating that it's time for the judgment. They all gathered in a temple where Raul was already standing. He checked all of their souls one by one, and they were still pure. Finally, it was Alex's turn. As Raul checked his soul, it turned out to be impure. Seeing that, Alex's face turned pale, and he looked toward his kids, who were also standing there. But now it's too late to change. He would be expelled from hell. Raul looked at the color of Alex's soul and said that he couldn't believe he wanted to return to the kingdom of the Kurtz with this color. Raul mentioned to him that he never let go of his hatred toward his wife, even after coming here. Hearing that, Alex shouted, saying that hating that woman isn't a sin because that woman is the one to blame for everything. Suddenly, his kids hugged him from behind, saying to him that he's scary. Raul was sad, but he had no choice but to expel Alex. I skip a lot of this chapter because there was just Alex bickering and his little backstory. Anyway, a few days later, Raul arrived in front of the castle. And the one who opened the door of the castle was Blackham, and Raul called him Lieutenant General. Seeing that Raul was holding a letter, Blackham said that the king wanted to apologize to Raul for attacking him with national mages. This is written in the letter as well. While walking inside, Blackham corrected one thing of Raul, telling him that he's not a lieutenant general, but has been promoted to general. After General Brown died, Blackham was put in the vacant position. Hearing that, Raul asked him if he even has the ability to be called a general. Raul said that while General Brown was alive, he wasn't able to outmaneuver him even once. Blackham shouted hearing that, saying that because the general born is already dead, there's no need to talk about him. At that moment, Raul opened a little portal in his hand, and General Brown appeared out of it. After inheriting the powers of God of Hell, bringing the dead into the living world is easy for him. But the General Brown that came out was a mini version. Blackham couldn't believe that General Brown, who was supposed to be dead, appeared like this. In Raul's hand, General Brown kept shouting and crying, begging Raul to not send him back to hell. Raul just hit him with a finger, stopping his bickering. Raul mentioned that he hates the General Brown as much as Blackham does. He said that he hated General Brown even after he died. Now, Raul wants to know which one of them hates General Brown the most. Blackham laughed hearing that, saying that Raul's only reason for hating General Brown is that he killed his parents. Blackham said that his hatred ran even deeper. They used to go to the same academy, and Ernest Brown was always ahead of him, looking down at him. In adulthood, any girl Blackham liked, General Brown took away. In the exams, Brown was always first. Even when Blackham challenged him for duel, Brown won without breaking a sweat. Blackham's wife couldn't have children, but General Brown had 2 healthy sons. Moreover, Brown didn't even invite Blackham to his wedding. Hearing that, Raul answered that he was invited personally by General Brown. Blackham couldn't believe it and was really shocked to the point of bleeding. With that, they finally entered the castle. There, many slave men and women were standing. Blackham said to Raul that this is his gift from the king. Looking at the people, Raul thought that they looked really familiar to him. Blackham continued, saying that the king wishes to formally apologize for the attack by national mages. Blackham said that these people are being offered to him as a sign of apology. Raul immediately refused to take these people and said that he's returning them. Blackham was really shocked and asked him if he even knew the worth of these people. He walked toward one of the men and asked Raul if he recognized his face. Raul said yes because this person is Wendel's older brother. Next to Wendel's brother, Wendel's uncle and parents were also standing. The family of Sander was also standing there, and the relatives of the doctor lady were also there. In the end, there were relatives of General Brown there as well. Right then, Blackham freed all the people, saying that he wouldn't take them back. Now they all belonged to Raul. Suddenly, Raul shouted, asking the people if there's anyone who wants revenge from Blackham. He could take it now. Before Blackham could say anything, Raul used magic and shut his mouth. Raul smiled, saying to people to get their revenge and leave only head for Raul. All of the people were stunned, thinking if they could believe it. Right then, Wendel's mother shouted, saying just because they're relatives with the criminals, they bear no responsibility. They shouldn't get punished for the crimes their sons, daughters, or any relative committed. Hearing that, all of them built some courage and said that they bear no responsibility for anything. Then, they surrounded Blackham and attacked him at once. Blackham also took out his sword and cut the first person in half. Seeing that, all the people were scared but didn't back out. They all used their magic together, squeezing out every last drop. That was just enough for Blackham to be destroyed. As Blackham fell to his knees, all of them jumped and started punching him, kicking him, and more. Seeing the scene, General Brown, who was in Raul's hand, started getting hungry. Noticing that, Raul freed him and he immediately ran toward Blackham. He was just able to take one bit when someone accidentally crushed him under their feet, sending him back to hell. In the end, this is what happened to Blackham. He's completely crushed and dead. Finally, Raul gave permission to leave to all the people who were here. But instead of leaving, they decided to take revenge on the king. However, Raul knew they had no chance of killing the king. And as he thought that, lightning started bustling in the room, indicating the king's attack. Raul ignored that and cut the head of Blackham, deciding to go and deliver this little gift to someone. Subscribe for the next part.